All right, welcome to the Meet Your Makers podcast. I'm Vandal Art, also known as Trey, joined always by Holden, aka Gringo. We're fucking fiending for these beers. Holden's actually shaking. Yeah, Cooter, play us in so we can open this shit.
Got the Tall Boys of Bush latte today.
Fancy.
It's gonna be a good one.
1, 2, 3. Cold and smooth. That's what it says.
It's so good.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Doing good?
Doing good.
Nice.
Doing better.
Hell
A
yeah.
little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, a little homie check-in on air.
Yeah. We're doing better. We're getting there.
Fucking living, dude.
Yeah. Livin.
Living.
Yes, sir. Living. Yeah. No. Some opportunities are presenting themselves.
Hell yeah.
So the universe is doing what the universe does, which is fantastic.
Also, some of our listeners.
Yeah, also our listeners.
They took that call seriously.
They did. So thank you. I appreciate all of you that have reached out and everything. So.
You guys are the fucking best. You're the backbone of this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just two dudes fucking drinking in a room.
We're literally exactly what I was going to say. We're literally just two dudes drinking in a spare bedroom.
I don't have a fucking problem.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. It's a good time. But yeah, no, we're doing good. We're getting there. How are you doing?
I'm good, dude.
Yeah?
Fucking
How's everything going with you?
busier than I thought it'd be on my fucking summer off, but
Yeah.
it's what's got to be done, dude. You know what I mean? Gearing up for the deployment and stuff like that, which we'll talk about today as for the topic of the podcast, us moving forward. Mm-hmm. But doing good, getting some quality time with my wife and kids. It's been like number one. Working on art and Vandal stuff is number two. Have I filmed any content like I plan to since I've been off work? Absolutely not, dude. I have not. Every time I go to do them, just like I get too bogged down. Yeah. And just like really focused on the art. I feel like I get to just hit record on my phone.
Yeah.
Which I need to get back to because reels are important for whatever reason.
Yeah, I always mean to try and record more content, but I always get too caught up in the moment, dude.
Yeah, dude,
I always get caught up too much in the conversations with people, and I'm just like, I'm enjoying the moment in the moment, and I'm just like, man, I should have took some more pictures of it.
Yeah. These pictures, like I mean, like we went to Snakebit's birthday party a couple weekends ago because he's the fucking best. And I knew you brought your camera. I didn't even think about bringing a camera or anything because like when I go to like there, I'm just like, I'm just here. Yeah, I'm just having a good time with my friends, but I need to get better about that stuff because I know you got footage, and then Zach Darkwork Syndicate, he got some dope footage and put a little fucking reel for Snakebit for his birthday, which was super sick. It's very cinematic. Cool.
Yeah, I got a couple clips and stuff, but then once I saw how good Zach's came out, I was like, oh, okay, I'll just hold on to these for a rainy day, or for like we do like a big collab video or something like that. I don't know. So, we got footage again.
I have so much footage that I just haven't done shit with.
Yeah, I do too. I've got SD cards over there filled up that I need to go through and offload and back up and all kinds of stuff.
All that fucking fun shit.
All that beep boop beep boop beep stuff, whatever it is.
Great. Well, so today's podcast is a little bit of a hodgepodge. The main focus is just talking about the state of Meet Your Maker, not in a negative way, or like not like we're closing down, right?
No.
None of that.
No.
I hate the internet
Never.
bullshit, but the T-Rex arms, like, fucking,
oh yeah,
I'm leaving the company. Oh, did you? You slept on it?
No, I seen to all that.
Oh, you seen to all that?
Yeah, no, I see. What was it? It was something about
Lucas left. He got pushed out by his family.
He left. I mean, that's his business. If you want to look into the details, you can go look into it. But I saw the reasoning, and I stand by him. I think it's good. I think, if something like that happens to you and your wife, then you need to, your wife is your partner, your best friend. You stick by them no matter what.
You gotta be careful who you go into business with, folks.
Yeah, and unfortunately with him, it was his brothers, right? And
brothers or brother-in-law, something like that.
Yeah, it was like brother and then friend of brother. Yeah.
Cooter, you literally have a fucking mic.
He said, God dang it, I don't want to go on a friggin' microphone, man.
Yeah, he does. Cooter's a natural, dude. Tell us more about your fish.
Yeah, tell us more about your speckled red belly bottom fucking panfish.
It was his two brothers.
There we go. The dramatic pause where they can't fucking see you. Sack of shit.
And then there was somebody else. I think that was like a competition shooter. That was also an owner.
I didn't realize the third owner. I watched his video on it.
There were 4 owners.
And then I saw about I think it was one of the owners or one of the guys did a podcast talking about all of it, and he just shit the bed bad.
Yeah, it was. But who shit the bed? The guy's podcast or
no? The guy from T-Rex Arms that went to do like damage control.
Oh,
it just wasn't.
Oh
great.
yeah, they fucking shit the bed bad on that. Yeah. So a lot of us are currently, the current views of the community are all backing to stand behind Lucas and basically like. What I don't know, they're kind of shunning T-Rex Arms and basically like there's a lot of comments that are along the lines of like, man, can't wait for that fucking 75% off sale coming from T-Rex Arms soon, because like nobody's buying their shit anymore. And I'm like, damn,
never bought it in the first place. Too poor.
Neither am I. Too poor too.
All right, so current state of the Meet Your Makers podcast. Holden, how do you want to tackle this?
I don't know. So basically. If you look back at like episode 1 compared to like where we are now,
episode 13.
Yeah, episode 13. Good Lord. And
it's crazy that we're only 13 episodes in and we've been doing this for fucking 6 months now.
Yeah.
Bi-weekly episodes.
Yeah. Hey, it's consistency. But no, we've come quite a long ways. Like it was cool seeing it start from like we just had the 2 chairs, the bare-ass white wall, and just 2 dumb idiots sitting in chairs with microphones.
Fucking cameras dying left and right.
Cameras dying 50 times because we're using our cell phones. Like, we literally did what everybody, and like what we suggest, just start with what you got. And we started with what we had. And
well, we got a lot of shit before.
Yeah.
Well, like sound-wise, because like that's one thing we talked about. Like, I didn't want to compromise
that was
quality.
That was the biggest thing for us, was getting quality, and like the biggest thing was sound, because it's a podcast, because you're going to listen to it while you're watching it or while you're just listening to it regardless. So
on your drive to work.
Yeah, on your drive to work.
Enjoy that traffic, bitch.
While you're beating the hell out of somebody in a back alleyway. Whatever you want to do.
If you're listening to this at the gym, you're a fucking psychopath.
Psychopath. Do 2 more sets of whatever you're doing right now.
To failure. Fucking superset that bitch.
To failure. Okay. So now that they're sweating. No, so, but it's cool because I'll go online and like when we're doing, whether or not like we're going through the website or going through the Instagram and like seeing the first images of like where we started versus where we're at now. And like now we're having guests on consistently and stuff. And
yeah.
We're talking like now people are actually talking to us about maybe wanting to buy ad space or sponsor the podcast, which is kind of cool. So
super sick.
Yeah. So it's all slowly coming together.
It's that slow burn, brother.
Yeah, dude. And we're staying consistent, doing what we do, just being ourselves. And it's kind of cool to just like do something, relax, like, and you can go back and see it like in the first video of us. Like with you, I feel like you're a lot more natural at it because
teacher.
Because you've got
now it makes sense, everybody, huh?
Yep. So you're a lot more natural at it, and like I do fall heavily on you to like lead conversations sometimes, because there's a lot of the times where my smooth brain will just be like, what are we going to talk about next? Which happened in a lot of the earlier episodes.
You've gotten a lot better.
It's still going to happen, trust me. It'll probably happen on this one.
But seeing your growth from episode 1 to now has been fucking great. You know what I mean? And
thanks, man.
I know I'm definitely a hard ass.
No.
You tell me. Today you didn't say it. Like the past couple times I show up, you're like, I had to make sure the studio and everything was written on the board before Dad gets here. He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, today I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I did run the vacuum and stuff in here because we spilled popcorn everywhere.
Oh, did we? Last time we were fucking munching.
Put some chicken salt on some popcorn. That shit is fire.
No, just seeing your growth has been it's been phenomenal, and I know I felt like a dick a couple of times because I was kind of going hard on you, but like. Again, this is public speaking's kind of in my fucking wheelhouse, you know, when it comes to I'm dealing with students all day and literally forcing them to engage and going on tangents and then bringing it back around to the point that I'm doing. I do that 5 days a week, you know, already. So it's not that much difficult for me. Literally, so the best sergeant I ever had in the military, here's a tangent. Her name was Tech Sergeant Fox. It was my first deployment as a female NCOIC.
Okay.
And she was great. And we were just a bunch of rowdy fucking guys. She was literally the only female we had. We're just rowdy fucking guys. And she managed us fucking great. One of the best leaders I ever had. Like, she wouldn't take credit for nothing. She'd work her ass off. We had a job we had to get done, like, in a couple hours. So she came out and was just fucking scraping floors, getting this glue off the floors. So we had to, like, redo the floors in this fucking office building, just scraping them. And she got recognized for it. And she literally looked at our commander. She's like, give this coin to one of my guys. I don't want it.
Yeah.
She's like, they're the ones busting their ass every day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, that's cool. It juxtaposition to our other NCOIC that came in later. He was a master sergeant, so he was over her. We called him Drunk Dad. Because
Dad.
She'd have to go. We'd go out to other bases and help out, especially like the Army bases and stuff. We'd go do jobs and stuff, and then like she'd go to like oversee some stuff. And if we weren't on that crew going with her, we were left with Dad, and Dad would come home drunk. And he was an angry drunk, dude. Angry drunk. Well, he was just like, he was a hard ass for no reason. And he would take credit for literally fucking everything. He'd come out and like look at the job and be like, I did this. You know, like one of those. Yeah, I know. And so, dude, I literally remember like 4 of us texting her. We didn't even like tell each other we were doing, all 4 of us texters like, Mom, could you come back home? Dad's home and he's drunk and he's angry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But talking to her towards the end of the deployment, I come to find out that she used to be a preschool teacher.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, fuck, that makes sense why you can handle our asses all fucking day. You have the patience of a saint.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, no doubt. My God.
Yeah.
That's pretty...
Sorry, that was my tangent there. But yeah, public speaking definitely in my wheelhouse. Yeah. But you've gotten a lot better. Your interviewing skills have been fucking killer.
Yeah, I've been trying to do better about, you know, like getting to know the person a little bit. Like, honestly, like before, like we would have, which we still do. We kind of get like a preset list of questions going and stuff to try and prepare before a guest comes on and stuff. And
we always do.
now I just kind of like, before I would try to follow it to a T, and now I just kind of use it as a reference.
Yeah,
and
it's a reference point.
It's a lot easier just using it as a reference and just talking about what we want to talk about naturally.
Yeah, because I'm anal about it. I don't want to ever be unprepared, and I've told you that before. Yeah. You know, so yeah, before we have a guest on, background knowledge, if it's a guest that I don't really know, or, you know, anything like that, research, right? Like, so if you bring a guest on, I'm going to do research on the guest. I want to know everything about that guest, and then make questions tailored to them. But also, it's just an outline, right? Because we have conversations. We riff a lot. We go off on tangents to where it's very organic. Yeah. And like, the reason why I do sets of questions beforehand too is in case the guest wants them. Yeah. You know, it's like, hey, you're coming on the podcast, and most of the guests don't want to see the questions beforehand. They want to keep it very organic.
Yeah.
But for me, I have it there for them in case they blank, right? They don't. I want to feel like they're being ambushed, or anything like that. To where like, hey, I can have a well thought out answer to this when I come on there. Most of them decline, but it's always an option for our guests.
Yeah.
And then I also always tell them like, hey, what is off the table to talk about? Mm-hmm. Most of the time, it's like, you can talk about anything you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for me, like, that was out of the question to talk about on other podcasts I've been on, and coming into our podcast until recently was my profession, being a teacher. Yes. That was fucking hardline. That's not getting out there into the world.
Yeah.
Luckily, everyone's been fucking super supportive of that. That's been super dope of you guys.
Yeah. What was the big decision in making that change?
I just didn't give a fuck no more.
Yeah.
You know, I just didn't. I didn't want it to impact my job. You know how society is, schools are, stuff like that. Sure. I didn't want students finding out about Vandal.
For sure.
And having that aspect of it. Because there's a couple teachers I know that I do Vandal, and they follow me and we interact. And then on top of that, you know, I just didn't want students to find out and then have their parents find out, because I'm very different on the podcast than I am in the classroom. Like, my classroom, very professional. I don't cuss. You know, completely. It's a switch, you know?
Yeah.
But I didn't want it to be a become a problem to where a student finds it and then a parent finds it and they're like, these are all his views. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like this, and then compromise my job. But as time has gone on, it's dumb for me not to talk about being a teacher. Yeah. It's a big part of my life. I've been doing it for fucking 5 years now. Mm-hmm. And then beyond that, it's just I don't give a fuck if I lose my job. I fucking lose my job over it. I won't be upset about it. I'm not about hiding it no more, you know.
Just being you at the end of the day.
Just being me, you know. And my end goal is to be a full-time artist. I've said it multiple times on the podcast, and fuck it, you know what I mean?
I think you're well on your way, dude. I think you are.
We'll see. This year and next year is my time to prove to myself that I can become a full-time artist.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
I think you'll do it. I'm pretty confident.
And not just full-time artist, but like, you know, being full-time with just being a creative, whether it's art, whether it's the podcast, whether it's another brand that I'm going to be putting a lot more work into come being deployed because I have more time for it, which is a golf brand. 6 Iron is the name of it.
It's pretty sweet. The artwork and everything you've got going for it so far is pretty rad.
Thanks. I'm partnered with one of my buddies on it because he's a heavy golfer. We've golfed together. He fucking beat my ass.
Brother, I don't know shit about fuck when it comes to golf.
I just know drinking.
I just know drinking and swinging. That's all I know.
He wanted to do a golf brand, and then he reached out to me to do the art for it, and he didn't really have a name picked out. He wanted a Southwest name, and 6 Iron popped in my head, and I was like, 6 Iron, because that's something you use for golf. It's a 6 Iron, and then it was also it's fucking that big iron on your hip, brother. That's a 6 Iron.
Yep.
And so then I drew up the logo of a revolver with the golf flag coming out of it, and I was like, I want in.
Yep.
I want a part of this, and so we're gonna be starting that. Super stoked for it. He's got a bunch of life stuff. He just had a second kid and stuff like that. It's SIX Cooter. Cooter's looking it up. Literally, I think it has like 1 post right now. We got like 50 followers. I haven't touched it in fucking a long time. It didn't even have a post yet, but it has the logo. That's the logo for it.
Yeah, the logo's like, I saw you wearing a shirt over at Garrett's birthday.
Yeah, so I have some merch for it. I got a shirt for him and me, which I don't like the blanket was on. Mm-hmm. The sleeves are fucking massive for the sizing of it, but we also had some other products and some stuff that like even like me and Garrett have talked about working on together and everything like that. I'm super excited for where it can go. Just another creative outlet. But yeah, I'm super stoked to do more into that brand as well.
Yeah, man.
But we're getting there. That's a big tangent.
Yeah, I think so. Recently, a side quest of mine.
Hell yeah.
So recently, I did make the switch on my account over to content. The content.
Yes, dude.
Is it content creator versus business creator?
Yeah,
or
content, professional content.
Yeah, so I made the switch from business to content.
So much better,
dude. I'm getting so much more traffic on stories and everything else, and like before, I want to say average story views was around. Because I think I'm sitting close to like 4,200 followers. Average story views was around like 150, 120 sometimes.
Yeah.
Now it's getting up to almost consistently 220, 230 plus. And I'm like, okay, so yeah, shit's increasing. Yeah. And so, but, yeah, so the hoodies, everybody's wanting to know about the fucking hoodies, dude. Where are the hoodies at? Give me a hoodie. Let's collab on the hoodies. Let's do the hoodies. I know, brother. I know. The hoodies are probably going to be on pause for right now, at least. I mean, they practically already have been. But basically, what is it? What are we looking at here?
He's just looking at the difference between a creator and a business account, which I could have told you, Cooter, if you just fucking asked.
Yeah, fucking Cooter, man.
So on a business account, there is some nice things behind it. You lose a lot of the personal things, like not having a broadcast channel. Right, and
which was a big thing.
Which is fucking dope.
Yeah, I created one, dude. I had like 50 people join in like the first day, and I was like, dude, this is sick. And I was like, cool. Now I got like a way to talk to everybody, like shoot a little message out to everybody. It's not necessarily a story, and it seems a little bit more personal.
Yep.
Yeah, so I like that. I like it a lot.
I was looking it up because I just wanted to see if Instagram actually has something posted on like what the difference is.
So the difference is like some of the tools and features that you get. So like under a business account, I can send people invoices for products and stuff like that through Instagram Messenger.
Yeah, which I don't really give a fuck about. I'd rather send invoices and stuff through email like normal.
Yeah, which I use my Shopify for, which is nice. But if I didn't have that, and I'm starting a brand, that's kind of cool. And then I think you have access to the store and everything like that. Like you can have like if you're starting a brand and you don't want to pay for Shopify and everything like that, you can have everything linked through your Instagram. You can have a whole storefront on Instagram. You can send invoices on Instagram. It's actually really nice. I don't know what percentage Instagram takes of that or anything, but it is definitely an option for people, but you lose that personal touch. They also have like automated messages, which you can do like on Instagram as a creator too. You can do you can do like AI response where people like the AI is you, which I'm not going to fuck with. I'd rather just respond to all my DMs.
I just saw something today where it was like a guy took a car dealership, had like an AI chat bot, and he basically told how there's ways to get around like Chat GPT.
Yeah.
You tell it like this is like your parameters, and then the chat bot's like, okay, yeah, I'll sell you a 2025 Chevy Silverado for $1. And then
you fucking screenshotted it and showed it to the dealership.
Yeah, and then they said no, basically, and then he took him to court.
Did he win?
Damn.
I don't
Oh fuck. But Meet Your Maker, we've grown a lot, not just as a podcast, but as creators ourselves. I mean, we started with this idea fucking a year ago, and here we are.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of growing pains. Is there anything you want to speak on? Besides working with me?
No, a lot of it has been the lack of knowledge or know-how on certain things. When it comes to like when I was doing the initial setup with all this stuff, like I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell I was doing. I don't know what the hell kind of equipment goes into a podcast. I don't know nothing. And then basically I just started looking into everything, and it's a lot of research. You're going to spend a lot of time looking into different equipment, different cables, different microphones, different audio interfaces, different programs, different, like everything. There's a whole
just go on Facebook Marketplace and look for someone who's selling their whole setup for like $200.
Hey, that's a huge pro tip. There's actually a lot of people that do that, because there's people that will come on, they'll start a podcast, and then they'll do 5 episodes. And regretfully, they either think it's not for them, or they'll give up early on, and then they sell their whole bundle online.
They'll get upset about views and stuff.
Yeah.
Valid, I guess. Yeah. I don't really care about numbers as much as I used to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. At the end,
do you look at the numbers for the podcast?
Not really.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already kind of weird about it, whereas like I don't really like looking at videos of myself on camera.
Fair.
Which is probably also the big thing that keeps me from posting content on my page.
It takes a while.
Yeah, so I haven't warmed up to the idea, or warmed up to doing like showing my face as often as like say you have, which that's a thing that you've done pretty progressively over like the past year that we've been working together or whatever. Is like you went from like no face, all about the brand, like a no face brand.
Yeah.
To now your face is the face of the brand.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. And like you're going online a lot more and stuff. So like how has that been for you?
It's been fine. Yeah. It's been freeing, honestly. No face brand. It's cool. Like you can literally build a brand with no face. I mean, I did it and I got pretty up there with a follower count, which I always compare myself to like 2A, like the realm that we're in. Like for where I'm at, I'm pretty big for 2A.
Yeah.
Honestly. But it was fine. But again, the no face thing started with not wanting my face out there. And have people finding it. Because I was doing TikTok for a minute and I was showing my face. I wasn't even showing my face. I was doing TikTok and I wasn't showing my face, or I just started showing my face, and a bunch of my coworkers found it because it's like they're scrolling through and it's just like people you may know. And they're just like scrolling through and they'd see my face like, I saw your Instagram, and I was like, oh fuck. Luckily they were chill coworkers.
Yeah.
But it's been fine. I have had no problems with it. It was just the natural progression for me being like a no face creator, and I was just like, it seems impersonal. Like I was still very personable. I'd be very real with people. I dive deep into my stuff and, tell people what I'm going through, messaging people left and right. But it just got to the point where I'm just like, why am I not showing my face? Like I'm going out of my way to not do that. And it was a slow progression, right? It was me doing reels of actually making my art, which was vulnerable for me. And then my voice going over it, right? Doing voiceovers, which I really love doing. And then which I need to get back to doing. And then it progressed into me like showing my face. And that's when Steven helped me out when I was announcing my traveling sketchbook. I was like, this is the time where I want to do a face reveal, but also talk about a project that I'm starting that I'm super passionate about.
Yeah.
And that was super cool.
And you're also involved with the For the Record books too, right?
I am involved in For the Record books, Volume 3. It was one of my goals when I started my art Instagram. I was like, I want to be a part of this. And they reached out to me. And I was like, no fucking way. And they're great people. I absolutely love them. That's printing right now. I should have a book in my hand by like in the next 2 weeks.
Oh, cool. That's exciting.
Super stoked. There probably might be a video of me getting something out of that book tattooed.
Oh, cool.
Like high production.
I'd get something tattooed out of there.
Dude, there's so many sick artists there, and this is the biggest volume yet.
Is that how it works? Is basically is any artwork that's in the book is up for grabs to get tattooed?
Yeah, it's a flash sheet book. So that's it's like cool. the market is like not just a coffee table book or something for you to show off. But it's for tattoo artists like I want this, and
I'll have to get one of those for in here. So
it's fucking. I'm super stoked. But I actually took an even bigger step there, because they're putting my first and last name in the book.
Ooh.
So that's another step because I don't show my last name, reveal my last name.
Yeah.
Because there's weirdos out there. But if you want to know my last name, get the book.
Buy the book.
Buy the book.
Buy the book.
You can dox me.
Yeah. Buy the book and you can dox them.
But it's just been a slow progression, be getting more and more comfortable. Like we're talking about just being behind camera and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it takes time.
Yeah, it was a big thing for me. Is like I still get nervous about it. Like I'm sure. Like I mean, I think about it like this in terms of like if I was a guest coming on here, how would I feel? And I'd be like, dude, there's cameras running and there's microphones and cables all over the floor and there's a TV with internet and like. Holy shit, there's a lot like this is almost like it's a studio and it's like I'd kind of freak out a little bit. I'd be like, "Oh my god, it's kind of like it's like going on it's going on a podcast."
Yeah.
I don't know. I think about it in like weird ways all the time whereas like I don't know, my anxiety would get like the best of me if I was new coming into it fresh again and I'd be like just kind of gotta relax.
And like mine was baby steps too. Like I did a podcast. This first time anyone heard my voice is when I went on a podcast, but there's no camera. It was just my voice. You know, and I gave the ground rules of we're not talking about my day job and shit like that, which I told them what my day job was. But yeah, it's very overwhelming. And then we've talked to guests that are no face accounts. You know what I mean? And I've literally given the option like I will find a way to digitize your face, or you can wear a fucking balaclava, like whatever you want.
Yeah, if you want to come on the podcast and remain anonymous, any moose, just wear a mask. We don't give a shit. We'll even warp your voice too. We'll figure out a way. So,
Steven.
Yeah.
Help us.
And by we'll figure out a way, he'll probably figure out a way.
Yeah.
I've tried to offer help in editing skills, and he's just like, it's all right, homie, I got this.
I got it. Yeah, I guess that's the other growing pain is I've never did video editing before. And so for me, which, I mean, I was excited to learn it, and I'm still learning it and getting into a groove of it, but it's just like learning the video side of everything. I literally did like a live, which I think we talked about in the podcast, but I did a live stream like, help me, somebody.
That's like, okay, so that kind of goes into growing pains too. Is like, I want to help doing the editing stuff too, but like my laptop's capabilities are not the same as your laptop's capabilities.
I had to buy a MacBook for editing. You guys can call me dumb, I don't care, but I was using a fucking HP laptop from 2016 that I used for college. And it was very basic, low, like, dude, Premiere Pro would crash every 10 minutes. And that was like for our first podcast, when you get into like those 2-hour podcasts, as I'm editing, the video is literally lagging. And so I had to buy a laptop, which is nice now because I can do like more stuff in like Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator and shit like that.
So it's been proven useful.
I'm getting my money's worth. You know what I mean?
That's good.
But yeah, like your laptop. You're the same book that I was in, but also
it barely operates enough to pull us up stuff on the TV for the episodes. So.
And like we always have the option, which again, if you guys are wanting to start something or do anything, like Fiverr is great. Like if you are starting a brand and you want art, hit up. You can't afford rates because like my rates are lower than most people's, which I need to increase. I'm realizing the past few days. Fiverr is great. There's great artists on Fiverr from around the world. It's a lower cost. You're supporting someone in a different country that could really use that money. And they can do really good work, and they can do like video. They can build your website. They can fucking do art, whatever you need.
They can do it all. They're really tech savvy too.
Which we've discussed, like we talked, I think like 2 weeks ago, you're like, should we use Fiverr for editing, right? Should we get an editor for this?
Yeah.
And I said no. Because as fucking shitty as it is to sit there and edit a 2-hour podcast, and it takes me 4 or 5 hours because I'm doing manual cuts and stuff like that because Autopod refuses to fucking work with me.
My God, some programmer, fucking whatever, code or something, somebody help us out on getting Autopod figured the fuck out.
Yeah, I've tried. It's a skill that I've wanted to learn and that I'm slowly getting better and better at. That's just going to serve me more in the future when I want to do more video. Okay. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, it's a skill I'm putting in my back pocket. And am I great at it? Absolutely not. You guys can tell me all day I'm not great at it because I fucking know.
Shut your fucking mouth. All the episodes look amazing.
Dude, fucking Snore and Shooter actually putting things in post. I was pretty proud of myself.
That was pretty sweet.
But that was a big growing pain of just technology's been our biggest fucking heel.
Yeah.
Right? I think we got the personality for it and stuff like that, which it kind of sucks because I feel like some of that's led to our viewership going down, or maybe people just don't fuck with the idea of the podcast. Our viewership has gone down, which I don't care about because the people that are staying, I fucking love you. And our viewership for being 13 episodes in, being a small podcast, I'm still very positive about. Did the amount of people show up for episode 1 that are showing up for episode like 11, 12, and 13?
Yeah.
No. But we're going to keep fucking grinding. We're going to keep getting better. We're going to keep doing what we fucking do. And the people that stick around, I appreciate it. Like, I love you guys, and the feedback that I get on the podcast from everyone, it's always been stellar.
Yeah.
Like the first episode, we did have some constructive criticism that I talked with some people about, and I mean, I took it on the chin. I was like, yeah, you're right. We fucked that up, and I promise you, we're doing better.
Yeah, I remember one thing in particular with the first episode that I can't even watch it anymore. It was me sitting there, and it was like I couldn't figure out how to breathe and talk into the microphone. So there was a lot of, and then I'd run out of breath, and I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm running out of breath. And then I find myself like trying to catch my breath the entire time I was talking during that episode. I'm like, oh my God, dude, just talk like a normal person and you'll be fine. So, yeah.
But yeah, Meet Your Maker isn't fucking going anywhere. Things are going to be changing here. I don't want to say soon, but we've talked. I'm deploying. I'm going to be out of the fucking country, but Meet Your Maker is still going to be making content. It's still going to be going forward.
I'll probably do some road episodes. I'll probably get out there on the road.
I'm gonna do some road episodes, dog.
We'll get some guests, some guest co-hosts in here. I know our good buddy Garrett. We'll get in here and start hand jamming about some Warhammer and stuff like that.
Hell yeah!
He got me onto that whole the new book, The Brothers of the Snake.
You actually start reading it?
I'm gonna start reading more of it tonight.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. Getting a lot of shit together this week.
Nice. But
consistent listeners. Noah. Dude, I was talking to him yesterday.
Was he giving you shit about not being on the podcast?
No, he didn't give me any shit about not coming on the podcast, but he listens intently to every single episode.
He listened to the Stay Mental one multiple times. Mm-hmm. That's what he told me, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, we talked about Steven a little bit yesterday, and he loves Steven, and I told him, I'm like, well, dude, Steven's trying to get more into the 2A space and stuff like that, and I'm like, why don't you hit him up? And then he's like, Steven's trying to get into the 2A space? I'm like, yeah, bro. I told him, I was like, this is what Steven wants to do, and he's like, really? He's like, I love Steven's work. He's like, that's good to know. He's like, I'll get a hold of him. So there you go. Making things happen.
Making connections, dude.
Making connections.
Making homies with making our homies with our homies.
Homies with chromies.
But yeah,
man. But no. So we do have consistent listeners, so it's just really cool.
That's nice.
Yeah. So no, we did. So yeah, I was with Noah yesterday at what's the name of the damn place? Unlimited Ammo. Unlimited Ammo. One of the nicest damn ranges in Arizona. Go check that place out.
Yeah, it's the place in episode. It used to be Continental Gun Club that I said that you can drink and shoot at.
Yeah,
that Colin got mad at me for.
Yeah.
Which I've made that joke several times, and everyone always gets mad at me.
Well, it's because they're really big about it over there. No, yeah. So now it's unlimited ammo.
Lounge now, don't they?
Yeah, they got a lounge now. The restaurant bar is now called Smoke and Grain, which is really cool. They got a new updated menu.
Sketchy Alias. I don't know. I think he listens to the podcast. He's doing a lot of the work for them.
Oh, okay.
A lot of the art and shit.
Cool. We all linked up yesterday there for a little Father's Day event thing that they had going on, which was super cool. They had some pretty cool deals going on. Place was jam-packed. It was full of people. Range, all the stalls were booked up. It was a good day. There was a lot of people in there with their dads. It was really cool.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was a good time. Good little hangout and stuff. So, but yeah. So, but yeah, other than that, growing pains.
Technology and stage fright, I guess.
Yeah, technology and stage fright. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. No, yeah, podcast isn't going anywhere. We got some pretty cool things planned for the future. Like Trey said, he's getting ready to, go to. Here we go into the wide blue yonder.
That's not the words.
Yeah, well, whatever. I'm not in the Air Force, whatever.
I'm surprised you know that much of the song. That's impressive.
I only know that much from watching Marine Corps movies where they're making fun of the Air Force.
Yeah, well, we make fun of the Air Force, dog. I fucking can't stand the Air Force.
Dude, the Air Force is cool, dude. Hey, we all the Marines make fun of the Air Force.
Everyone makes fun of everyone.
But it's because we're mad jealous because you guys get the Gucciest of gear. You guys get the Gucciest of setups. You guys get the nicest places to stay, the nicest food, the nicest transportation.
Brother, the people who've treated me the nicest is the Marine Corps. You're fucking gunny sergeants walking into a room, they're fucking smoking some dudes, and they see me, and they're just like, complete change of like, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how's it going,
man?
I
can tell he's making his voice higher pitched so he doesn't intimidate me. I'm just here to fix your door. You're here to fix the door? That's amazing.
Because, dude, we get stress cards in boot camp. Is that a thing for you guys?
No.
Okay, so we got...
Well, maybe, I don't know. I haven't been basic in a decade.
We got told... So, okay, here we go. We're going to get into a little Marine Corps cross-platform Air Force stuff right now. So, when we were coming up, we would always get told, like, obviously the shit talk would happen between branches all the time. So, none of what you're about to hear is anything new. But we would always think, like, Air Force, chair force, like...
Correct.
Pussies, they get air conditioning, wherever, whatever. But we got told that when you guys go through boot camp that you guys get stress cards. So if you're getting yelled at, you hold up a card and be like, hey, dude, I'm stressing the fuck out. You got to stop yelling at me. Take me to an area to cool off for 10 minutes.
I've heard that too, and I've never, like, this was like, we went through basically the same time. That was never a thing when I was in.
Oh,
you know, you got fucking smoked. They couldn't smoke you individually. They'd have to smoke the whole fucking squad.
Okay. I also heard if we wanted to do, it's not called a lat move, but wherever you change from branch of service to branch of service, if you wanted to go from Marine Corps to Air Force, you had to do a psych eval.
Did you? I've never heard that.
If you were specifically coming from the Marine Corps is what I heard.
That's not true.
Okay.
There's a bunch of Marines in my unit right now that transfer from Zach's old unit.
Oh, nice.
Into ours. I've never heard that.
Okay, cool. Fair enough.
The only thing I know is, like, if I wanted to cross over to another branch, the only branch's boot camp I'd have to go through is Marine Corps.
Yeah, the Marine Corps is the one.
But I think that's for everybody.
That they make you go through their boot camp no matter where you come from. But if you go through Marine Corps boot camp and then try to join any other branch, you're fine. You don't have to do any other boot camp.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how it goes. But no, like the stress cards.
That is kind of weird.
Stress cards are bullshit. I mean, they might have implemented them later because I've heard the same things. And, everyone talks about, like, you have your phone all the time in Air Force, which I've seen some dudes making real. I didn't.
Oh.
I got my phone a lot because I went through the holidays.
Yeah.
So, like, we got our phone on Thanksgiving, on Christmas. I got, like, a phone call when you first get there. I got a phone call, like, maybe 3 weeks later. But then it was, like, Thanksgiving, Christmas. No, I got there right after Thanksgiving. It was, like, Christmas. I think they had us call on, like, New Year's. They did, like, if you did a 5K run for, maybe it was a Christmas 5K run, you got your phone.
Oh. And
so I did that, and I got my phone for, like, you get, like, for 5 minutes to say hi to the family. And then we had a bat infestation when I was there.
A bat infestation?
Yeah, so the dorm, I was in the oldest dorm at the Air Force Base.
Like guano and shit like that?
Yeah, so we got back from our Hell Week, which isn't really a Hell Week, but we get back, and it's our first day in our bunks, and our sister flight, one of the girls wakes up and there's just a bat in her face. And it was national news. There's a bat. Yeah. So we literally got brought into a room because we didn't know anything about it. And we had to like, they gave us a piece of paper. Like, you have to read this verbatim. Anything you say afterwards, we don't give a fuck about. But you have to be like, hi, Mom and Dad. There's a bat infestation at, Lackland Air Force Base that's affecting my dorm. I was not bit by a bat. I don't have rabies, but I'm getting treated anyways. And that was it. And then it's like, they gave us like maybe 10, 15 minutes. And I was like,
the typical cover their ass statement.
No, exactly. So I was like, how you guys doing? Like, we literally just talked to you like 2 days ago. Cause it was right. Or not too, like a week ago. Cause it was like the 5K run. And I was like, yeah. So I'm going to go call my girlfriend now. And they're like, sick. See you later.
Yeah.
And then like the week after that, it was right before graduation. So they gave us our phones to like make sure our parents knew that we were graduating, make sure that our parents were coming if our family was coming, which I had like one buddy whose family was a day late. They couldn't make it for our there's like family day, then our graduation day, and then the day, like the day after where you could actually like leave base and then you go directly to tech school. We're not like the Marine Corps. We get to go home for a week and do the whatever shit. His family didn't show up on that day, so you have to get like tapped out. I don't know if Marine Corps does the same thing. I know Army does it, where like you're standing there and you get tapped out.
What does that mean?
You stand at attention until one of your family members comes up and like taps you.
We don't do that shit.
Oh, well, Army does it. I know Air Force does it.
We didn't do that. Dude, I've data dumped a lot of stuff. So I remember we had family day. I'm pretty sure the day before graduation. Mm-hmm. And that was like the day we got to walk around the parade deck in our uniform and go walk around like the PX on MCRD San Diego.
Yeah.
And like I got to go have a fucking energy drink for the first time in fucking 3 months. I was like, oh my God.
I did family day with my older brother at Pendleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I looked like a fucking string bean from the first time I went in. Like, I looked like a totally different person. My face was all sunken in. Shit. I was like the skinniest I'd ever. Because, dude, you get smoked every single minute of every day. You're in like at least Marine Corps boot camp, or at least I did, because I was just a tall fuck and I stood out. But yeah, no, we went around the PX and shit like that. Ate a lot of junk food.
Yeah.
I think I took my mom to dinner at some like restaurant on the base or something like that at like the E Club, and I was like, "Hey, don't worry about it.
I got it.
I got this."
I think I did the same thing.
Had all that money saved up from fucking the 3 months in boot camp, and then we all went to the squad base that last night, and then next day was graduation, and after you graduated, it's just like, okay, fall out. And as soon as you fall out, everybody just runs and finds a family member.
No, so the day before graduation, you have to get tapped out. Graduation day is different, but you have to get tapped out because you're on like kind of like the parade deck. It's a different area, but you have to like family members. Someone has to come up and tap you out. And if you don't have family there, you're standing there for a while. And so like my family tapped him out, and he chilled with us all day. Mm-hmm. Cardenas, he's actually from Arizona. So he chilled with us all the first day, and then like graduation day. And then the third day, it's just like go leave base, have fun with your family. I think it's like a Sunday, so like you can like we're in San Antonio, so we went to like SeaWorld, which everyone's there in SeaWorld, and you see all these guys fucking just, which is stupid because they're like out of regs, and there's fucking like MTIs around still, because like we know they're going to fucking SeaWorld, just fucking smoking them.
Yeah.
Went to like the Riverwalk and shit, and the next day, I fucking hopped on a plane to go to Gulfport, Mississippi for 6 months.
Gulfport, Mississippi. I've been there.
Mississippi.
Been there for the old Raven exercise. Good.
Yeah, you were at the fucking base I was at.
Yeah, the fucking little flight line that was over there and shit. God, the little the little bar that was on base.
Oh,
the E Club or whatever it was. Yeah. I don't even know what it was. It was
literally a bar. It wasn't even an E Club because it was a bar and pool tables.
If I'm remembering correctly, so I may have to. Yeah, I'm probably fucking up. It doesn't matter. Irrelevant. I was gonna say like, wasn't like the building for the bar at like an weird angle in the grass?
It was
like, yeah, okay. So I was trying to remember correctly, but
I used to have to walk my buddies back because we could drink there. My buddies would get fucked up. I had to walk them back to the dorms.
They had all those like neon signs and all the mirror fucking
honestly
Bush, Anheuser-Busch.
Fucking sickest.
It was cool
bar on base that I've ever been to.
Yeah, it was
and I couldn't even drink there because I was underage.
It was like they got like a typical like Podunk, Wyoming
dive
cowboy bar and put it in the middle of a tiny Air Force base.
No, it was Navy. It was Navy.
Oh, it was?
It's a naval base.
Okay, I thought it was an Air Force base.
There's Keesler down the road. Keesler's sucks.
Oh, okay.
But Gulfport, Mississippi, Gulfport is where the Seabees are.
Oh, okay.
And so it's where all the civil engineering is. So Air Force, Army, and Navy all train there.
I want to say so we were there doing this exercise called Raven, which is part of like these pre-deployment, pre-workup shits for MARSOC or whatever. I'm probably fucking that all up. Somebody else knows, but my part was very small. I just basically did like logistics runs, helped on couple amphib packages that they were doing and different places, whatever. But yeah, that was cool. Because you get to cross train. Oh, we got to do live tissue training there too.
Live tissue.
Yeah, we did live tissue training at Gulfport. So whatever little building that we were set up next to the flight line, we were in one of those buildings, and you might have actually known we were in this building that was right next to the flight line, and it would always have all the little tan ISO quad-cons next to it.
So Gulfport's a big base.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
okay.
It's a big base.
I only stayed in that one little section. Yeah,
because they have the whole schoolhouse there and stuff like that. So like the areas I saw was the schoolhouses, the dorms, and then like it's PX, right? PX, the bar, and then they had their own little fucking enlisted club.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. That's the side of the base I was on. We weren't allowed to wander.
Oh, okay. No, I want to say one of the somebody tactically acquired a full like Snap-on equivalent like GMTK toolbox that was sitting out on the flight line.
Yeah, it's because it's the fucking Seabees, dog. God damn it.
And of course, us Marines, we're very much on the side of, well, gear adrift is a gift.
Dude, Marines will fucking steal anything not bolted down.
It's fucking
because it won't even be fucking tactical.
It's true. Like yeah.
No, dude. Literally,
we'd steal a cigarette butt container if we could. And they're all bolted down on base.
Yeah, dude. Literally, because the Marines, I mean, when they deploy, it's the full fucking squad, and they have like a 3-month overlap before the other squad leaves. And when that other squad leaves, it's like fucking 200, 300, 400 Marines leaving at once versus the Air Force, which we like small, like forces come in, small forces leave, like immediately. Like there's maybe a week overturn. You guys have like 3 months.
Yeah.
You always know when the Marines are leaving because fucking lockers, like for the gym, would be fucking broken into and everything fucking stolen. Like, oh, I guess they're leaving tomorrow.
Yep. Or it's the fact that they were so stupid that they locked their shit in there and forgot their combinations, and they're like, "Fuck, we're leaving tomorrow. I need to get my shit out."
No, like my buddies, like I had like 5 buddies who kept shit in the locker,
which is also a very highly likely possibility because I could see
they had their lockers because the lockers were outside the gym where you locked up your shit, and dude, we walked outside, every single fucking lock was broken and every single thing in the locker was fucking taken. Everything.
What are you gonna do, dude? What are you gonna do?
And my brothers and sisters. We just look at each other like, God damn it, Marines.
Gotta steal shit. Hey, we make do, dude. We get the shittiest gear of all the branches, and we gotta make do. We gotta get it from somewhere.
It wasn't even like gears; it's like personal belongings.
Yeah, fuck it. Gotta have gym shorts.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Gotta have extra socks.
All right, hey. Sponsor break.
Oh, sponsor break.
And we're back. Been a little bit of a hodgepodge episode, lots of tangents, so we're going to continue that theme, and we're going to talk about something that we talk about with our guests, but we don't really talk about just with each other, is fucking guns, dude.
Guns. We love guns.
I love guns.
I don't know a lot about guns. I'm still learning a little bit about guns, but I know about the guns that I like.
We're always learning.
Yeah. I know about ARs. I know about Glocks, but if you put an AK in my hand, I've still got to learn, dude.
Simple as shit, dog.
I know.
I taught my wife how to fucking disassemble, reassemble an AK in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I just got to get some hands-on with some different weapon systems. Pretty legit, so.
They're fun.
Get my feet wet. Yeah,
I mean, I've owned lots of guns. In high school to make extra money, I used to flip guns.
Oh, nice. What did you use to flip in
everything?
In particular, what was your bread and butter?
Oh, dude, I did everything.
Yeah.
I did a lot of pistols, shotguns, rifles, bolt actions.
That's cool.
Vintage. I've owned a lot of shit.
How would you go about flipping them? Would you just go pick them up at gun shows and then sell them at a pawn shop?
Private party.
Okay.
For the most part.
Say, what was your process?
I learned the hustle from my dad. So in Arizona, once you turn 18, you can buy rifles, but you can't buy pistols. But the thing is, you can buy pistols private party, or if someone buys you one as a gift. So there's loop around. So back in the day, I mean, it's still around. There's a gun board and stuff like that where like there's like a classified section where people would like sell shit, kind of like Craigslist. And they'd all be vetted and stuff like that, all good guys. And after interactions, you'd rank them and like, give them a Yelp review. But that's what I would do. I would trade guns for cooler guns. I'd buy guns, sell guns. I mean, a whole lot of shit. A lot of revolvers. I'm a big revolver guy. We know this. I'm a fucking cowboy. I owned a lot of fucking revolvers in my day.
Revolvers are cool.
I fucking love revolvers. The whole movement now where everyone's carrying fucking hammerless snub noses. I'm like, dude, I've been on this train for fucking years.
Yep. And
I was throwing optics on them and shit. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yep.
I just got a trigger done job on my 642.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They'll make it a little bit crisper.
Yeah, I seen where everybody's throwing them freaking microwaves on top of their fucking snubs, dude.
I fucking love it.
Well,
I mean, it's better than using blood grooves. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
One that I rock for a very long time, and people shit on Kimber all the time, but Kimber came out with the K6S, and it was their revolver, the first revolver they ever fucking released. Cooter pulled this. I saw this shit, and it was so fucking sexy.
The K6S.
And I went and I held one in my hand, and there was no way I wasn't gonna own one. And so it's a 6-shot 357 revolver,
that's
hammerless, with actual sights. And it was pretty lightweight, and like the ergonomics of it were fucking great. I throw a bigger grip on it so I can get my pinky on it. But obviously 357, you can carry 357 or 38 special, depending on how much you want to fuck someone's day up. Oh damn,
that's
dude!
expensive snub, dude.
So when I bought,
that's a pricey snub.
I bought mine on base. So when you buy it on base, there's no fucking tax.
Oh,
I bought mine for $700.
Damn.
And they've only gone up in value.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I fucking love that thing. They have a hammered version. They have ones with longer barrels, but that's
I'm not gonna lie. It looks very nice, very clean, but I couldn't justify paying that much for one.
I fucking carried the shit out of it, dog. But I mean, I've owned lots of guns.
What about a good old fucking Smith & Wesson hammerless?
That's what I carry now.
Yeah.
I carry Smith & Wesson all the time.
Okay.
I like that one.
That looks... Yeah, brother. Yeah, I'd probably pay the money for that.
I carry a Smith & Wesson all the time. Like that one's nice. It's just heavier than an Airweight. An Airweight's nice. I carry an Airweight. I mean, you've seen my Airweight. My Smith & Wesson. That's the one that you usually see me carry. I carry that a lot now. I've gotten rid of a lot of my revolvers just because I couldn't justify owning like 8 of them. So the only revolvers I have now is like my Smith & Wesson. My dad has my Kimber right now. I'm going to get it back from him here soon. But then I have a 1920s Colt Detective. Oh. So it was like the first production of the snub noses that Smith & Wesson ever made. The Detective Special 38. So it's the Saturday Night Special. You watch Godfather and shit, what they used to fucking rock. I got one, and it's all original. It's been completely refurbished.
There it goes.
Yep. Refurbished, redone. I fucking love that thing. The timing's a little bit off. I just need to shoot it more.
Yeah.
At the Rhinos, I had a buddy.
I have shot one of those before. Those are pretty fucking wicked.
Yeah, my buddy, I shot his. I just couldn't justify spending that much for a Rhino.
The Rhino
with the underbarrel.
Yeah, I shot one before. One of the CSO buddies, he had one, and we got to shoot it, and it was pretty cool. It's pretty sweet.
It's just ridiculous.
It looks so crazy, dude. It looks wild. It looks like a fucking rhino.
Do I like the what is that called?
It's like anodized.
Anodized. Do I like anodized? No, I don't. I'd prefer the straight black.
The anodized. The
black with the wood handle.
My God.
Dude, but even my revolvers now, I'm switching out the grips. I'm putting an optic on my revolver. They make adapters to where you can put an optic on it, and I'm rocking old school J-frame grips. So a little bit thinner, but they're longer. I carry that shit all the time. But I'm also a big AK guy. I mean, you see my AK-74. That's like my shit hit the fan. But because fucking ammo and we're no longer bringing in ammo, and not many manufacturers stateside makes 5.45. I'm building an AR, which my barrel's in next week because I got fucked. It should have been done like months ago, but the barrel I ordered wasn't drilled out because I built the rifle from scratch.
Nice.
But it'll be done soon just for standardization, easy to get ammo and be fun to shoot and stuff like that. But I've always been a big AK guy. It's what, I mean, I remember going out and shooting with my buddies in high school and stuff, and I'd bring my 47 because that was my first rifle, was an AK-47. And they were running crap ARs to where they'd fucking jam all the time. And I'm like, I can fucking run anything in my AK, and it's fucking good. What are you looking up, Cooter? Are you just looking at different revolvers? 642 is what I got right now. Is that pink? Hell yeah. Rose gold frame.
Good Lord.
But yeah, big AK guy, building up my AR. That'll be done in like the next 2 weeks now that I finally got my barrel situation worked out with Brown L's.
Nice.
So super stoked on that. I've owned a lot of ARs. I've just never held on to them for long. I've always traded them for other things. I traded a bolt action for a Ruger 5.56, which is their AR that they started manufacturing years and years ago. Mm-hmm. It's pretty well established now. I traded that for a guy who had a Waffen Works AK-74 straight across. I had like no money into this thing because I got that bolt action on trade for like a $200 gun I had. So I just kept flipping and getting better guns. And then I got the AK-74 in 5.45 by 39, which is a fucking great round. Yeah. So much fun to shoot. I brought it to the Operation Kidney Snatch, and a bunch of people were shooting it. And I love that thing. I mean, during like COVID and all the ammo scares and stuff like that, when you could only buy like 1 or 2 boxes of ammo from a gun store, I'd walk in and go up to the gun count like, hey, you got any 5.45 by 39? They'd be like, wait right here. And they literally bring out a cart full of the ammo. Yeah. I'm like, how much of it can I buy? They're like, you can buy all of it. Yeah. And most of the time they'd be like, we'll give you a deal. If you buy all of this, like we'll sell it to you for like, back then it was like $6 a box. Like we'll give it to you for $4 a box. I'm like, give me it all. Yeah. So it was sick. I loved it. I do need a lever action though. That's one thing I haven't owned in a while. I used to have a lever action shotgun.
I want a lever gun.
I had a lever action shotgun. It was my favorite.
Yeah, no, I was gonna build an AR. I've got a box of parts that's back here. Literally, I got out of the Marine Corps and I started buying a bunch of parts to build an AR for myself. But I was living in California at the time, and it was all the rules and regulations, and there were certain parts I wanted, but I couldn't get because I lived in California, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And then the box of parts just sat there, and then we had the kidney set. I gave Zach some cool parts. Got his get up going, so his setup's running up and running now. That's super cool. Yeah, he's got a.
Did you get the barrel nutted on yet?
Yeah, he's got the barrel. Yeah, because I gave him.
I know he didn't torque it down yet.
Yeah, I gave him because we popped a couple. He popped a couple of shots when we went camping the weekend. So nice. Yeah, he's got the 14.5-inch heavy gunner Faxon barrel on there, and then the lightweight skeletonized. I
literally almost bought a Faxon barrel today.
They're super nice, dude.
But I bought a BCM instead.
Okay, that's still pretty good.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
The Faxon was a little bit cheaper, but I was just like, BCM. Yeah. I trust BCM.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had an old Marine Corps buddy recommend Faxon to me a long time ago, and I was just like, okay, yeah, man, I'll go with Faxon, and Faxon's turned out to be pretty damn good.
Yeah,
so.
This has been the first one I've built, so I relied heavily on my some of the guys over at Shooting the Shit podcast, Hoodlum and Millar and stuff like that. I was asking them a bunch of questions because I went on their podcast and they were shitting on me for being an AK guy. I'm like, I'm literally in the middle of building my AR, because I got an upper and lower from Zero Group, which was so fucking nice. But I got a shipped upper and lower from them. I completely built the lower out. Built the upper out. Got a rail from them too, which is super nice. But yeah, I've just been waiting on the fucking barrel because the barrel I bought wasn't drilled out for the gas block.
Okay.
It was factory defect, of course. I didn't realize until after I fucking torqued that barrel on.
Get like notched out for the pin or whatever.
Right? It's got to get drilled through.
Yeah.
And like, I talked to a gunsmith buddy. He's like, I wouldn't. He's like, I wouldn't do it. He's like, I wouldn't trust myself doing it because like that has to be fucking precise.
Yeah.
He's like, the only person I trust is actually in California, and he's like, it's gonna cost quite a bit of money. He's like, you're just better off trying to return it.
Yeah.
But of course, Brownells was out of stock on the barrel that I did buy, so I had to buy a different barrel.
Yeah, that was the big thing with the barrel and the bulk carrier group I gave Zach was like, Faxon came out with this new one where they've got it. It's not even new. I'm sure other companies do it, but where they machine the barrel and the bulk carrier group out of the same piece of steel.
Oh, so the tolerance is real nice.
Tolerance is super tight and nice. So I wanted to maybe do something like that, but that's down the road.
You're gonna go 14.5 again when you build?
Yeah,
I like 14.5. That's what my barrel is gonna be.
It's a good all around length, dude. At least for me, like even though I'm a tall guy, I typically like smaller guns. It's kind of weird. Like I like a good.
I would say it's much smaller. I mean, 10.5. I felt like 14.5 for me is a couple different reasons. Like ballistically, it's a little bit better than 10.5. 10.5. I mean, the Marine Corps proved like it'll reach out and touch accurately 300 to 600 yards. Like they were fucking destroying shit in the Middle East with it. But like 14.5, you reach out a little bit further. It's still decent for CQB, and then if you put a suppressor on it, like you're at full rifle length.
Yeah.
But for me, the AR that I'm building is an all-arounder. Like if I had one gun to bring with me that I can reach out and touch something to clear a building with, do whatever I need to do. If I want to go hunting with it, whatever. That's my tool. It's my multi-tool. It's a workhorse. Yeah. That's how I built it within my, I want to build more in the future where it's like, hey, this is more specialized, but this is my fucking workhorse. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's how everyone should be able to tackle it. Like if you're building your first gun or you're buying your first gun, get a workhorse, get something that can do multiple things for you. Like, yes, having a mission in, general, like this is the intended use for this rifle is great, but then you're getting down too many rabbit holes.
Yeah,
I feel.
And that's why I wanted 14.5, because I feel like, at least with me being bigger, it's a little bit smaller for me, and I can move a 14.5 around pretty decently. And
for me, it's just comfortable.
It's
because I don't. Do you cookie cutter?
Yeah, it's also long enough to like reach out and touch somebody if you needed to. So that was a big. I think I even had like I had some. I think I was going to run a red dot with like a 3X on it. It was going to be my first optic setup that I was going to run on it. But nowadays, I don't even...
LVPO?
I don't even know what I would run.
I have an aim point. I'm not sure if I'm going to run that or if I'm just going to get LVPO, because it was really interesting. I went to the Tactical Games last year because I did some art for them. It was really cool to see. It was really interesting seeing people's setups, because like... It isn't that you have to run all around, because you're shooting pretty far distances. They have like a long range where you're shooting like, I could be wrong, like 300-400 yards, but then you have ones that you're shooting like 100 yards. Mm-hmm. Everyone was rocking LVPOs, and I was honestly surprised, because that's when everyone was kind of hating on LVPOs, which is the low variable precision optic. Is that what that stands for? Cooter's pulling it up.
He put LPV
low power variable optic. Low power. I'm sorry. Oh, it's low power, so it's like a 1 to 3 or 1 to 6, depending on what you get. But I'll probably rock an LVP on it eventually. Is my build stupid? Yes, because I'm rocking an entry stock, which is a cut down M16 stock. It's a fixed stock. But I like it. I like the 14.5 because like I can maneuver that comfortably, because like my arm's pretty extended to where like if I have to rock this for long periods of time or maneuver it, like my elbow's not like super bent, because I got tennis elbow. Mm-hmm. So like I need to be like extended out there. Yeah.
I like the full extended with like ripping the fucking hand back on the grip.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Some guys like throwing their hand into the grip. I like ripping back.
I rip back. Yeah. I got the so my pistol grip on it is I've heard weird. Cooter just pulled up the LVPO that you can adjust with the hand grip. I've heard mixed things from it. I've heard it's very gimmicky. It's an attachment. Well, yeah. Sorry, yeah. The attachment that you put around it, and then it's on the handguard, and you
switch.
Yeah, you jerk off the rifle to change the optic. Like if you're rocking an LVPO, like he's got a red dot on top.
Oh, I see his thumb switching back and forth up top there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just like slides back and forth, and it spins.
I was listening to a I think he's an Army Ranger or somebody who had a really good fucking setup. He was just like breaking down what he rocked, and he rocked an LVPO with a red dot canted on it, because for him at like far distances, he'll acquire the target on the red dot. if there's like multiple targets, and then he'll just roll his cheek over, roll the rifle over a little bit, and then he's right on that target on the LVPO. So it's just easier for him to transition that way. And I was like, I like that.
That's pretty smooth. I like that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Cooter just pulled up a video.
Oh shit.
It's strange. I don't know if I'd rock it.
It's interesting. I think it's cool, but
I know they released them and people were just kind of on the fence about them still. I haven't met anybody in person that's actually rocked them.
They're a vibe,
but I got the my pistol grip on it is the Kung Fu grip. Have you seen that one?
Mm-hmm.
Most comfortable pistol grip.
It is
ever.
When I went to the armory the other day, I was messing around with some of the guns in there, and they've got Kung Fu grips on all the guys in the shop that work there. That's what they got on their stuff.
It's just more like for me and like talking to my
super comfortable.
It's comfortable, and then my buddy that did construction with me in the military, his hands are as fucked as mine.
Yeah,
and he's like, just the way that your wrist is sitting, because you're not like, it's not canted. And when we I got fucking carpal tunnel and fucked wrist from running jackhammers for 12 hours a day. It's just so much more comfortable. And for me, I want something that I'm comfortable for long periods of time, just maneuvering. You know.
Yep. I like it. It feels like you can actually really grip the shit. And what you were talking about with that little bit of the angle, over time that shit does tweak your wrist and it fucks you up.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's the Kung Fu grip.
Oh yeah.
And they're cheap, dude. They're like $20.
Yeah.
I need to get a plug for mine. Yeah, the little plugs underneath so you can throw some batteries in there.
Oh, store some shit in there.
Yeah, some fucking Skittles.
What was your first gun?
My first gun ever, I was 12 and I got a 1022 that I still have.
Nice.
That's what my aim point's sitting on right now.
That's pretty sweet.
I got a little 1022. And then from that, my first pistol was actually a Glock 21 and 45.
Okay.
So it was a full size 45. I used to carry the fuck out of that. And then after that, I got a 90s Taurus revolver. Pre-lock,
okay.
Back when Taurus is worth a damn. Actually, Shoddy Mac has that now.
Oh, nice.
He bought it off of me. I carried that shit, and then my next rifle was an AK-47.
Nice.
And
Very
then
cool.
A lot of shit since then.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, mine was the old Remington 870.
Ooh.
The old Rusty Remy was my very first gun.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I've had that for a while, and then got it while I was in the Marine Corps. I grew up, the way I grew up is we were all redneck and shit, and I had family members that went hunting and stuff, but I always wanted to go, and for some other reason or another, I just never got the opportunity to go hunting or get involved with guns growing up. And I always wanted to, but I really didn't come into all the guns and stuff until I got into the Marine Corps, and then it was just I really like guns. I want to get into guns, but then when you're in the Marine Corps, you're only around a certain kinds of guns all the time, so your knowledge base gets pretty narrow pretty quick. And then now I'm out and about, and I got out and I was in California, and I was like, well, I want to buy all these guns, but California's so fucking stupid about it all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll hold off for now because I know we're not going to live in California forever. And then ended up staying in California for quite some time. And then came out here. And then, my mom, she had a pistol when I was growing up. She had a little hammerless 38 special.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Love a good hammerless. Or a bobbed hammer.
Yeah, my dad had a couple rifles and stuff like that. He's building all kinds of crazy shit now with his off time. He what was it? Grand Thumb had some subsonic 300 blackout getup that he built, and now my dad's got it, and it's the most insane fucking thing I've ever seen. And so he's all into the building the guns and shit now. And then
it's like Legos for adults.
It really is. It's like
it's so easy. It's so easy.
It's like another version of model cars.
Yeah.
It's just building shit.
I love model cars too.
Hobbyist stuff. But got the Remington, and then I came out to Phoenix, and then 3 months of living here, got the Glock. Got a Glock 45, and that bitch stayed naked for all of about a day.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, I already had it in my head. I was like, okay, I'm getting this red dot, I'm getting this light, I'm getting these upgraded parts. I already know I've got the build done, built it, and now I've been shooting the absolute dog piss out of it. Haven't bought or shot anything hardly since, and it's just been getting comfortable with the gun.
Yeah. So it's about breaking it in.
Probably put about 5,000 rounds through it since January.
Hell yeah.
So I've been putting in fucking work and...
Well, I need to get out and shoot more.
That's too much. I would say probably around 2,500.
I say you just told me the other day you put 2,000 rounds through it.
Yeah, 2,500. Yeah, no, I don't know why I over-exaggerated that. No.
I need to get out and shoot more. I don't shoot as much as I'd like.
Yeah, and then Belinda, my wife, she just got her first pistol. She got the old FN 502 and 22. Pretty sweet little get-up, dude. That's a pretty sweet little get-up. It's all... she got the FM 502 tactical, so it's already pre-cut. It's MOS. It's already got the optics and suppressor height sights on it. It's got a fucking threaded barrel on it already, so she's fully ready to go and upgrade it whenever she wants to. But she loves the iron sights right now, and she's a little bit unusual. She's right-handed, left eye dominant.
Yeah, she's got to get an optic.
Yeah, she cross-dominant. So, yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying online is for cross-dominant people, red dots help out a lot. But she's actually pretty damn accurate for being cross-dominant already. She's pretty damn accurate on the iron sights. So,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And if you guys are listening to this and you're not super into guns, which is weird that you're listening to the podcast, but if you are, my biggest suggestion is get your tools first, get the fun shit later, right? Mm-hmm. Get the shit get your home defense gun, get your rifle, get your pistol, get a good shotgun. Mm-hmm. I've owned several shotguns. The one shotgun I have right now is a Mossberg 500.
Oh, okay.
And I'll have that thing till the day I die. And my dad gave it to me. And I got a 18-inch barrel and a 26-inch barrel for when I go hunting, and thing's a fucking workhorse.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's why I told myself I'm not getting any other guns or doing anything until my AR is finished, and then, I can finish out the Glock, and if there's some fun shit I want to get here and there, I will.
Yeah.
Eventually, like my dad's dream gun ever since I was a kid, which I'm gonna fucking follow, like and subscribe to the podcast and get monetized. I'll buy my dad. He wants a 4570 lever action, which I know Cooter has had pulled up there. Have you ever shot 4570? It fucking kicks like a goddamn mule, dude. Oh, fuck. But he wants a lever action 4570, and he wants to do it. You ever watch the old show, The Rifleman?
No.
You ever watched the Cooter? It's an old Western show. Pull it up. I'll put a picture maybe and post if I fucking feel like it, because fuck you guys. I know most of you guys are listening on Spotify anyways. But if I remember correctly, his lever action in the show has like a nail in the lever that hits the trigger. So it fires as fast as he can do that lever.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
And so like that's my dad told me, I don't know if he was ever joking about it. He'll probably correct me because he's going to listen to this. But he told me his dream gun was a 4570 with like a nail or a screw through the fucking lever. So it'll fire as fast as he fucking does it.
Oh, yeah. There's the nail right there.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet.
He's got the old school fucking ranch, the ranch loop
on that. Yeah.
That's a ranch loop.
Is it just bigger for gloves?
Bigger for gloves. When you're on a horse and stuff like that, it's fucking easier.
Oh, okay.
I used to want a Rossi ranch hand. I still want one. You ever seen these? Could pull up a Rossi ranch hand. It'd be a great little truck gun. It's so impractical, mainly because Rossi makes it. But something about it. It's basically just a sawed-off lever action.
Oh yeah, those are fucking sweet, dude.
I fucking love that thing. Like, you can't fucking shoulder it.
No.
But I mean, I guess that guy is fucking kudos to him. It's just a chopped lever action. I want one in fucking like 38, dude, or 357.
That'd be so sweet.
Just fucking smacks.
Those things are sweet.
What are you looking up? Akimbos. So those aren't Rossi. Those are shotguns.
Oh, are they?
I actually owned one of those. It wasn't cut down, but lever action shotguns are fucking badass. I still kick myself for getting rid of that one.
You had one? You had a lever action shotgun? Yeah.
Yeah, they're just fucking so great, dude. Oh,
the best home defense round is still 300 Win Mag.
No, it's fucking not, Cooter. Get the fuck out of here. Do they make
hollow home defense round for you and your next 5?
Do they make fucking hollow point 300 Win Mag?
Like hunting rounds?
Do they make hollow? Do they make hollow points?
I mean, you can.
You're not hunting with a hollow point, Cooter. There'd be no fucking meat left.
No. A hollow point 300 Win Mag.
Well, like a lot of the 300 Win Mag, like hunting rounds have that hard plastic.
Like polymer tip.
Like you
but it ain't gonna fucking stop shit.
No, I know, but you can hollow it out and get all the polymer out of it. It's basically a hollow point.
Has anyone ever done that? So we're going to a bunch of rabbit holes today, folks.
Hollow point 300 Win Mag.
Because fuck you, you no longer exist. It's always fun when I get to teach kids about guns. Because we go with like World War I and World War II, and we talk about the Geneva Conventions, and I get to tell them why like hollow points are not allowed per the Geneva Convention.
Yeah.
Because there's no saving the person if they get hit by a fucking hollow point. And then I get to describe to the kids using the whiteboard how hollow points work and shit like that.
Ballistics and everything.
Yeah, dude, it's so much fun, dude.
That's cool.
I really get to shine at those moments. That and when I make mustard gas in the classroom.
Hell yeah.
It's bring your own gas mask day, kids. No, I keep pitching that. They keep telling me no. Cooter, just make them. Go get yourself a reloading kit and make some hollow point fucking 300 Win Mag. I've shot a bolt action 300 Win Mag, and it did not feel great.
Yeah? That's what his
is. Mine's like 8 pounds.
Yeah.
8 pounds? Yeah.
Yeah, because his is a hunting rifle, so it's light as fuck, so whenever you shoot it,
it fucking
rips
kicks
your shoulder off.
No, that's what I've shot. I've shot a fucking 300 Win Mag hunting rifle, and it didn't feel fucking great.
Yeah, it hurt.
Like
a couple rounds is fine.
But yeah, a couple rounds.
Like
but like how many?
Day when you shoot like
a range
30,
day,
40 rounds, like
a range day ain't fucking. That's why I'm like a range day ain't fun with that. So like for me, 300 Win Mag, sick round, honestly. But I'm like, could I just fucking only use that rifle? I'd rather go like 30-06 or 308.
But this goes back to like what we were talking about last episode. Is like
no, I get that. But you also pulled up fucking cut down fucking 300 Win Mag ARs. You gonna shoot a full mag of that?
Like a gas piston 300 Win Mag is a little bit different than bolt action.
But the gas pressure is the same. The gas pressure out of the barrel is the same.
Not really.
It is though. How is it not?
This episode of Gun Debates on the Meet Your Maker podcast.
A 6-inch barrel.
It's gonna be more.
No, less.
You think so? That gas
down?
It's the same amount of gas though.
It's not burning all the powder. That's why you have the longer barrel.
Yeah, but
your muzzle velocity is less.
I get that, but it's still there's still a huge amount of gas. You saw the flame on the end of that shit.
It's all weight though.
All right, on the Patreon, we're gonna go fucking rent a 300 Win Mag fucking AR, make Cooter Mag dump that bitch.
Okay. He's like, hey, don't threaten me with a good time.
Fuck.
There goes $100.
Yeah, fuck, for real. Jesus.
I'd rather just rock a 308. You know what I really want that people shit on a lot is I want an M14. I want an M14 SOCOM so bad. I've always wanted one since Call of Duty.
Yeah, those are pretty rad.
See, I love shooting long range. That's why I like
that's fair.
300 Win Mag, but like everyone's like, oh, 6.5 Creedmoor.
You want to go up to fucking? You want to go to long range with me? I got a sight in optic. It's 308 though. It's pussy shit compared to your stuff.
It's all the same. Long range. If
I want
shoot it.
There's I don't know I want to say it's just called the Ruger Ranch rifle. I'm trying to look that shit up.
Pull that shit up. What is it?
It's a little shorty fucking hunting rifle that's in like 300.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of companies that make them.
And
the ranch rifles.
Are you thinking about the SIG, like the?
No,
it's a Ruger. It's
probably like the Ruger American. It's Ruger American.
It's about as big as big enough to fit on the side of my backpack. Like, it's so small, but they've got one over at fucking old.
So the Americans, their go-to bolt action, and they do them in different barrel lengths. It's just like the why can't I fucking think of it? Remington. Remington makes their bolt actions, but they make them in varied lengths and stuff like that's where they make ones with
What'd you do, kid?
Like fucking 14-inch barrels, 12-inch barrels with Maybe not that short. Would I be wrong saying it was that short? Someone's going to fucking yell at me.
Computer, I don't have a freaking super high speed PC, bro. You got 1,000 tabs going on up there. No wonder it's operating slow.
But the American Ruger Ranch rifle. I like scout rifles though, with the optics more forward. Ruger was fucking with that for a bit.
450 Bushmaster.
I mean, these are 16-inch barrels.
Yeah. These are pretty sweet.
But I think Remington makes some shorter ones. 300 blackout and a fucking bolt would be sick. As long as you get a suppressor for it.
Yeah.
If you're running 300 blackout without it being suppressed, I don't understand the point.
How much is that fucking thing?
Like 3,500.
Yeah, Jesus.
That's that California compliant shit right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's a California compliant SIG.
Yuck.
Which the only cool California compliant ones I've seen is where they do the stock of the AR.
That's technically
with wood.
Is this California compliant or
yeah.
does it need?
There's no pistol grip.
Yeah.
They don't count that.
Yeah, no, that's the
it's got the pistol grip. It's got to have the fin or some shit on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the but this is California compliant because who makes those fucking Magpul? That's a Magpul stock.
Okay.
Because Magpul started making those for ARs because they're California compliant, but you can do the pistol grip with the fin. Either one, but some people were doing California compliant ARs with wood stocks, and they actually fucked. It almost made me want to buy one because I'm a slut. Like,
from what, like Wook's Outdoors or something like that?
I don't remember, but like if like running a bolt action like mine, I have a composite stock on mine, but like running a
these look so funny.
Oh, the vectors. I like a good vector. Oh, with the fin, that's gross. Like, dude, the people doing like tactical build outs with bolt actions. But they're using wood stocks, and it's heavier, but the vibes are there, and I care about the vibes more than anything.
Yeah, it's all about the vibes with the homies.
Everyone's been doing the Flux Defense lately. I've seen a bunch of people fucking buying Flux Defense. Yeah, those are fucking
everybody's
badass.
going hot over the Flux Raider right now.
Which I don't know. Did they just release or something? Is that why everyone's going fucking bananas with them?
I think they've been out for
maybe it's just like pre-orders and they're finally fulfilling them.
Maybe
Flux,
the Flux Raider.
You guys are just hanging out with us while we just fucking hang out with the homies. Yeah, that's what's going on.
We're just Googling guns, dude. You guys are hanging with us.
If you don't want to listen, that's okay.
That's all right.
How much are they? I got bad eyes. Is it 7? 4? 7?
539.
539. That's not bad. But does it come with the slide? Is it fully built?
No, it's just it's
just the frame. It's the frame.
Chassis,
yeah, the chassis.
And then what do you just run like a typical 320 slide on top of it?
Well, I think those three are 3 different ones, right? Because I think that is it the 320 on the far right?
The 320, 365.
Yeah. I've seen people running the 365s.
This is
is that a blim?
But you basically take the SIG FCU and you just drop it in, then you can run whatever one of their slides or aftermarket slide on top.
But
they usually come with like the spring and rod kits, and then you have to change it out depending on whatever you're doing.
What are you running? Yeah. Which is dope. I mean, chassis have been around for a long time. These ones are pretty dope. People have been going hog wild over these chassis, which is cool. I see the point, but I don't see the point at the same time because I'm a little bit of a boomer. But I guess if people don't trust their 320s, they're just throwing them in the flux.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess it's an option.
I mean, wouldn't that be? It's an FCU.
FCU.
Because SIG's the whole trigger comes in like an FCU, and
I see what you're saying.
You just drop it in. That's what serial-wise.
Yeah. But they got they usually have the braces on the back, so you don't have to SBR it or anything. Does SIG just have someone tattooing on their website? What the fuck? SIG, I'll do some tattoos at your shop.
Doing everything but addressing the elephant in the room, huh?
No, they just called everyone liars. They addressed it. They just said you're all wrong. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, with the pistol included, it's like $900 because you can just buy it directly from SIG. But Flux is out in Utah.
Oh shit!
I've heard nothing but great things about them.
That'd be interesting getting something like that for the backpack.
They make holsters for them.
They do.
They make holsters for these?
Yeah, they do.
Holy shit!
They also, I haven't seen any of the in the waistband. I've seen out of the waistband. I've seen a fucking shoulder holster for them. I love a good shoulder holster.
Yeah, a little single point sling for that
1,400. Fuck my ass and call me Sally.
But I mean, you think about that other one. By the time you get a slide, it's gonna be 300.
That's fair. Well, I mean, SIG 320s. I don't know what the price is right now, but
that was
like
just
$5.
that was just a frame.
But yeah, the frame's like $5, $6, and then the gun itself is, if you just buy the full gun and just fucking throw it in there. Reminds me of does Flex not do a Glock one? Do they just do SIG? I love how they have to slightly cant that front grip where the mag goes in.
Yeah, so they got any shit like this for the Glocks?
Oh, they got plenty of chassis for the Glocks. I just didn't know Flux did one. Yeah, you see how that's like slightly canted for that front, because if it's a pistol, it's illegal if it's completely vertical or horizontal. Vertical, yeah, completely vertical.
Oh,
it's a magazine accessory.
It is, but if it's not,
that's what they classify.
Yeah, but if it's completely vertical, even if the mag goes in there, it's considered a front grip, and then it's illegal.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, they make plenty of chassis for the Glock. They had those for fucking like a decade now.
You got one I can run on the old Glock 45?
100%. You can probably get it for really fucking cheap.
Oh, shit.
Glock chassis are probably like $100, $200. Well, what dream guns do you have while we're fucking tangenting over here? What do you want to build? What do you want to own?
I want to get the AR built, for one. I need to get me old battle rifles fucking going. Because I've been focusing heavily on pistol here lately.
You doing 14.5?
Yeah. 14 and a half. Well, that's
5.56?
Yeah, probably 5.56. Just familiar. Just keep it, keep it comfortable, keep it familiar, keep it with what I know. In case if anything goes wrong.
Yeah. Do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, dude, this looks pretty sick.
Yeah, these are like the chassis that you just fucking like place it in there. Like literally, they have the ones like I think that one right there. You just put it in the bottom of it and then you run it.
Yeah, that's fucking sweet.
Mm-hmm. And then it has the pistol brace on it, obviously.
And how does it go with how does it go with buying one of these things? So is
just buy it online.
Cool.
There's no it's an accessory.
Yeah. Okay.
Just conversion kits. There's a bunch out there.
Shit.
I'm sure if you just ask at a local gun store, they'll fucking hook you up.
That's pretty badass. That's pretty badass, man.
I think that this one's pretty common, the micro Ronin.
It is. The Ronin's like been the most popular. My buddy runs one of them. He loves it.
The micro Ronin?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that is right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You literally just slide it in there.
How much do those go for?
I think that one's like almost $300.
What? That's not that bad at all.
No, it's not. I don't think it's that much.
You don't think it's that much?
It's like $240.
Oh, shit.
Scroll up. I'll tell you the price. $320 or $230. $230 on Optics Planet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just pretty sick.
That's pretty cool. Dream builds. Honestly. I'd probably build another 45.
Really?
Yeah, but I'd build it different.
Twinsies.
Same, but
different.
But still same. It would still.
What would you run differently? Different trigger?
I'd want
different optic.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I would probably. So the one I'm running right now.
Get a long boy. Get a 34.
Fuck it, 17L.
Dude, 34 is longer than the 17L, isn't it?
No way.
Have you seen a 34? I could be getting my numbers confused. I'm not a big numbers guy.
Yep. Yeah.
Could someone explain the difference? It's the same frame. What's on the right? Oh, is that the 17L on the right? Is it? I thought the 34 was longer.
The L stands for the long way.
I guess it is a little bit longer than 34.
So that thing looks like the gun that freaking Jack Nicholson pulls
down
out
a little
as the
bit.
Joker, dude.
Down a little bit. One more down, Coop. They're comparable.
I mean, from that angle.
I hate the finger grooves on Glocks.
I'd get the AR built. like you said, I've got the pistol, got the shotgun, got to get the AR built, and then probably bolt gun will be after that, and then after that and probably after that it'll be snub.
Snub.
No, snub will probably come in somewhere along the way before then. But yeah, I don't know. I'm so interested in a lot of different things. It's just like I'll look at a new setup and I'm like, ooh, that looks really nice. And then I'll find somebody else will send me something else and I'm like,
that's also nice.
That's this one's swaying my opinion from the last one. But then I'll see something come out for the first one I looked at. I'm like, okay, now that one's back in the running. So there's so much constant development in the space.
Yeah.
That it's so hard to keep track of it all. And it's like, I put it like this. There's nerds in every community that you go to. There's nerds in football. There's nerds in Magic the Gathering. There's nerds in guns. And the nerds in guns, dude, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to get there, and I'll probably get there eventually. But it's like some of these dudes are just full-blown autistic when it comes to guns and everything that has come out recently and the newest, latest, and greatest. I'm like, I don't understand it because it's like the guys with sports teams and football.
At some point, you get too far on wanting the best shit to where it's like micros worth of differences. It's a metric cut hair of a difference. Yeah. And they're like, it's a make or break for your build. I'm like, no, the fuck, it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have buddies who they're super into ammo. Like different grains and stuff like that, and they can tell you all the differences. I'm like, brother, if it fucking shoots, it shoots.
You can build like a really good AR for what, $1,500.
Oh, you can build a great AR for $1,500.
Yeah, and like, but then there's like people are like, you need this, and it's like a $3,500 build, and you're like,
no,
you're not getting anything.
My AR build, which I gotten lucky and gotten gifted some things and stuff like that. I'm into my AR for fucking $500, and it's. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's going to be one of the nicest ARs I've ever shot. But I mean, again, I partnered with a company and got an upper and lower, and a buddy hooked me up with a bolt carrier group, and I found deals and sales when it came to lower parts kits and upper parts kits and stuff like that, and working in what I want and what I can kind of get away with. Because you can always swap that shit out whenever. I mean, everyone shit talks Palomino State Armory. You know what I mean? But a gun in your hand's better than no gun. Get what you can afford. And if you want to do a $1,500 build, and then like the thing I don't understand is people do like a $2,000 build and then swap out all the parts in that $2,000 build.
Yeah.
And I think overall from the stuff, I've never bought anything from PSA, but people say their stuff is good. You just have to watch out for the QC and like know kind of what you're doing. If
good enough is what everyone says.
If somebody gets something new or is new to guns and gets something, looks at it and
take it to a gunsmith, have them check all the tolerances, have them fucking look through it, fucking function check it. You know what I mean? Like when I finish my AR, you bet your ass I'm just gonna go to the range with a face shield and fucking send a couple of rounds down range before I'm just like, all right, we're good. I'm not gonna fucking blow up the barrel.
The big thing also I think is like people just. Yeah, buy like your tool, like you were saying, go out and buy your tool, but also like 22 pistols are super relatively cheap. Like buy a training gun and go train and shoot 22.
No, yeah, I agree, but
if you're worried about blowing through ammo or going,
I think you buy your tool first before you buy that, though. Like if you're not comfortable with guns, buy a 22. But if you're gonna buy something that you're like you want to train with, buy that. Yes, you can still buy 22s and go out and shoot work on your fundamentals, but I'm still in the camp of like buy your tools first.
No, 100%.
As long as you're comfortable, right? If you're not comfortable with guns, get a fucking 22.
Yeah, get comfortable before you go buying anything.
You know what? One of my favorite guns ever is an AR-7. You guys know what this is?
No.
I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you. So this was used for pilots during Vietnam. Pull it up, Cooter, because you guys aren't gonna believe me. It's a 22, and it. The receiver and barrel come apart very easily, and it stuffs into the buttstock.
Okay, I have.
And then it's plastic, and it will float on water.
Survival rifle.
I've owned one of these, and it's one of the very few ones that I ever regret getting rid of. I was so stupid accurate with this thing.
They have a shit ton of these. Guess where?
Where?
Bass Pro.
I'm sure.
They always have a bunch of them.
They got super popular like 5 or 6 years ago. They made the rounds again.
Are they relatively inexpensive?
Like $200. At least I bought mine for $150 back when I was in high school.
Yeah, fucking grab that shit and go. Well, what was the big
$300?
Yeah, $300 now. I bought mine for $150 when I was in high school, and this is the best backpack gun. It's great. A lot of guys I know use them for like their kayaks because again, if you overturn your kayak, that bitch floats because it's plastic, except for like the receiver and the barrel.
Well, like the Magpul 1022 takedowns.
Yeah,
like kind of the same thing.
Yeah,
like
those came out. Yeah, those came out after these, obviously, because these were back in like the 70s. The takedowns got super popular, and then people started finding out about these again, and they got super popular.
Well, it's just funny
fucking love
it. It's like a hand threaded barrel. Like, you just screw the barrel on.
It's super tight. Like I trust this thing, dude. I shot one of these out like 120 yards, and the iron. It's a peephole sight. Circle in the back, just like a regular AR. It's fucking. I need to get another one.
Yeah, because the 1022 is like a big boy version of this. You can put like it's got a rail and everything.
Yeah, I think this one has a slight rail on it. At least the one I had. Yeah, you see it right there.
Kinda.
It's enough, but like you can't put any fucking attachments to it because then it won't fit in, dude. You have to carry it separately. Yeah, but the buttstock will hold the barrel, 2 mags, and then the receiver. Mine was so old that it didn't have like that orange like liner. It was just straight black, like it was straight black plastic.
Oh, okay.
Mine was from the 70s, and it was fucking badass. It was like what the old A2 stocks were made out of.
Dude, those things are badass. I might have to kill one of those.
They are, dude, so fucking sick.
Go bury it somewhere.
Can't fucking lose that one in the lake.
Yeah.
No boating accident for this one.
No boating accidents for those.
Brother,
damn. $100.
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, they're fucking tight. Yeah, they have the camo ones now too. They're great little guns.
They're cool.
They used to make a pistol version of it too, where you could change out the barrel on it.
Just make it a shorty.
You'd make it a shorty, so it came with like a 3-inch barrel, and you could put a 6-inch barrel and a 12-inch barrel on it. It was like the Explorer, like the AR Explorer or something.
Oh,
shit, yeah. I got history nerd coming out. AR-7, yeah, is it the Explorer? I don't even know what's called an AR-7. It was like, just look up AR-7 pistol. Because it was like an actual production thing they made. The ones I used to see used to have like different grips, but yeah, they're fucking.
Well, it's all you can. It's there's just a little screw underneath that goes into the receiver. Yeah, and you pull it off.
Yeah, the screws at the bottom of the bus. Like, yeah, right there. Scroll. Yeah, that right there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, it's so fucking cool.
That's cool.
But then again, I'm just a history nerd, and I'll fucking rock an M1 Grand.
Hell yeah.
I'll rock a Mosin Nagant, dude. I'll fuck somebody up.
Mosins are pretty cool. My buddy had one I shot once. It was pretty sweet.
I wish I bought a bunch of them back when they were at Cabela's for like fucking $100.
Oh, God.
The 22 banana clip.
Hell yeah, dude.
My God. That's cool, man. Those are pretty rad.
Yeah, dude, carry that with the fucking 1,000 rounds of ammo.
They're from Vietnam.
I think that's where they started. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they started giving them to pilots in Vietnam in case they went down, so they had something. Just look up the history or when it was created. I don't know. I think a couple. Yeah, 1959 to 1973.
By Eugene Stoner.
Yup. Guy who made the fucking AR-15. Yeah, that's exactly what I had. That. The fucking like original style
bolt
of it.
Action?
Oh, is that one bolt? No, mine wasn't bolt. It looked just like that one with the stock though. The bolt action. I kind of wish I had a bolt action.
That's kind of cool.
Oh, that one. That's the one I had. Yeah. That fucking glossy black fucking A2 stock.
There's the pistol.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy because pilots still carry takedown rifles.
Okay. I know. Like bush pilots, like carry a bunch of weird stuff too, like takedowns.
Mm-hmm. But they carry takedown ARs. They had to custom make a bunch of caps for the gas tube, so it wouldn't get damaged in flights.
That'd be cool with the custom plastic.
Yeah, that's so sick. Talking a lot about 22s right now. I used to own too many 22s at one point, so I got rid of it.
I love 22 just for having people out that haven't shot before.
It's a fun little plinker. Like I had I have a little Ruger single action 22, a little cowboy gun. It's fucking fun. But when I gonna go out and fucking train with it, no. Will I do CQB with a single action fucking revolver?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Fucking cowboy. Who the fuck you talking to?
Oh shit. Well, about ready, dude?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know how long we've been going on now.
I don't know, dude.
We've been ranting for a little bit. Any more conspiracy theories? I know I ranted on about. I don't know if I ranted on before we went on air or not, but about the
that was before Canyon. Air. Yeah. Which I don't buy into.
We were looking into the Grand Canyon and whatever homeboy's name was in the early 1900s.
1905.
Finding some
hidden civilization in the caverns of the Grand Canyon.
G.E. Kincaid looking into the Grand Canyon apparently found some cave with a bunch of
gold and shields and swords
and stuff that looked like hieroglyphs that weren't hieroglyphs, and
a Buddha statue.
Apparently went into town to go get a bunch of people to come back and look with him, and apparently once it all got set up, homeboy disappeared, and that was it. So, but apparently there's a particular spot within the Grand Canyon that people can't go to, and if you go to this particular spot where G.E. Kincaid allegedly was trying to get people to go to, all these helicopters and security, military-esque looking personnel, we'll call them, come out of the woodwork and snatch people up and arrest them. But it's like,
I don't buy into it.
But it's like, poses the question, well, if you're getting snatched up, then like ask them, like, why am I getting arrested? Like, oh, well, you're on trial, which I could see that they could fall back on the, well, you're within a protected area or a wildlife preservation or a tribal land.
If it's tribal land, it'd be tribal police. But I also don't buy into it, dude. I've lived in Arizona my whole life. I've never heard any of this. I've never heard of anyone getting arrested there or anything like that. The only time I hear about helicopters going to the Grand Canyons when you got a fucking hiker dehydrated passing out.
What is it? It says, fuck, I came here to disprove my dad because I figured this was fake, but now I don't know how to prove it's fake or legit. Now I can't sleep. What is he referencing?
In the GE stuff.
Yeah,
the GE Kincaid stuff?
Yeah, the cave.
Oh, really? Yeah. I think he's being a smart ass.
It is Reddit.
I mean, it's like any conspiracy theory. Like, yeah, there's ways to disprove it and prove it, but there's really no way unless we go there. Join the Patreon. We're going there.
Yep. Join the Patreon. Fund our expedition. We'll go to the
Cooter's bringing his 300 Win Mag to fucking show the military what's up.
Hell yeah.
I'll be on Overwatch.
I want you in the shit, Cooter.
You see the whole cliffside get blown up by an Apache.
What was the movie? Was the movie Losers, where it's who played Captain America? Chris. Too many Chris's. Not Chris Pratt, not Chris Hemsworth. Chris Evans. Where he like does the finger guns and like fucking shoots somebody, but it's like a guy in Overwatch.
Yep.
Was that Losers?
I don't know.
That's our Cooter. It makes sense. Cooter's Overwatch. No one's ever gonna see his face. Did it come out in 2000? Yeah. Yeah, he's sitting there and he like fake shoots somebody with his finger gun. And he actually gets shot because someone's on Overwatch.
Never seen it.
2010.
It's a crazy movie. It's got a lot of A-listers.
Yeah.
This is pre Captain America.
Kind of reminds me of like, looks like
Red.
No, R.I.P.D. Red's a good movie though.
R.I.P.D. I liked R.I.P.D.
It's funny.
No, I don't buy into the Grand Canyon conspiracy, dude.
Fair enough. What conspiracy do you buy into?
Oh, fucking, I don't know, dude. Mothman. I fucking love Mothman. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's just also a cryptid. You know what I mean? Conspiracy theories? I don't know, dude. It's hard because I believe in primary documents. I'm a fucking history teacher. I believe in what I read And I don't just take one account into my perspective, right? I do research and I look at all the perspectives, right? Because one event can have multiple accounts that are vastly different because everyone perceives things differently. So conspiracy theories are hard for me, especially now in today's day and age of 2025. Everyone's just using AI to do conspiracy theories, or like they're pulling out like a single piece of a document from a CIA thing and be like, this proves that, this was real.
Yeah.
What was the one that just happened? They're like the CIA. Oh, people fucking went to, what was it? Someone like, it was like the Dream Walkers or some shit like that, where people were like
Skinwalker Ranch.
No. This was a conspiracy. It was a CIA document where people were talking about how they like were walking into like the different dimension and going to different parts of the world and stuff like that.
Astral projection.
Astral projection. What they leave out, what everyone like talks about, astral projection is real. Well, no, if you read the full document, the CIA is like, yeah, we're just hopping these people up on fucking LSD and drugs and asking them questions, and this is what they said. It literally.
But wasn't it also documented where they were like put these people through like tests and they were actually like verifying information that they otherwise wouldn't have knowledge or access to?
Nothing was verified.
Like they'd be like, okay, like they'd show up, they'd have like somebody, like say there's a wall in between us and I have a stack of papers with images on it and somebody's interviewing you and they're asking you, okay, you're going to say whatever comes off the top of your head as soon as it comes, and you just start saying horse, cow, whatever, and I just start.
You're talking about like the men who stared at goats.
But then you're like getting it correct. Well, that's all the same stuff, isn't it?
But it's all been false. Even in the CIA documents, like nothing came of this. Oh, like the astral projection, they literally talk about like, we just hopped them up on LSD, wrote down what they said, and it's all fucking nonsense. They threw it out.
Okay. Have you ever seen the Nicolas Cage movie where like the kid pulls up the time capsule?
Well, can't we also entertain the possibility that some of these people that established these histories could have fibbed about some of the things for the betterment and progression of their own career?
If they would have fibbed about it, would have been.
Because I heard there's also
it happens all the time.
Yeah, right.
But if you think if you're gonna fib about it, it's gonna be like, my fucking scientific experiments were successful, not like it was a disaster.
And that's a lot of all of it. What all of it is like a lot of the people like in archaeology and all this shit dealing with history, they all want to be the first person to discover the next big greatest thing. And it's like with the whole Göbekli Tepe thing and Graham Hancock and all that fucking ancient civilization shit.
Göbekli Tepe is real.
Which it is. I agree that it's real, but I also think that it's kind of fucked that they're doing this shit where it's like, yeah, we don't want anybody accessing the site because it's going to deteriorate the site. It's like, bro, we're getting knowledge on where we come from as a people.
So you're not going to like this. I agree. But you got to realize, and I teach this, history is always changing and evolving based on what we know. Mm-hmm. It always is. Right? So when we come to like dragons and griffins and stuff like that, do you know where that comes from?
The Bible?
No.
I mean, it's in the Bible. Dragons are in the Bible.
It is, but people were finding fucking fossils and they didn't know how to explain it.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's what I've read. I'm like, that makes sense to me. If you go back and look at things, people find like these giant wings next to these other bones and stuff like that. You're like, that's a fucking griffin. You know what I mean?
Dragon,
but
brother.
As things evolve, as we learn more, as we get more research from all around the world, history changes.
Yeah,
it does.
I think there's like kind of along that line of like unexplainable, where like stuff's been found. Yeah, we know.
There's definitely stuff that we can't
Jurassic,
explain.
Like feathery, large birds were everywhere.
Dude, the fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex could have been covered in feathers. We don't know. That's just what we assume it looks like. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Everybody also assumes it fucking screams and roars, dude. It could have squealed like a fucking mouse. Nobody knows.
Yeah. You know, it's like history is always changing based on what we know. CIA documents, yes, I take them with a grain of salt. But if the CIA, all of their internal documents of like over like 400 documents, like this was a fucking failure, I'm going to believe that. Because those are their internal documents.
I mean, I don't... If we're talking about believing documents from the CIA, I'm going to take that with a
But, I mean, also they have like stuff on MK Ultra or fucking shipping off LSD to troops during Vietnam that they're very forward about. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they have to release those documents. There has to be some kind of paper trail. Yeah, they can lock them away for a certain amount of time, but eventually they're going to come out. Is there things they're not telling us? For sure. Is there a whole secret city under the Grand Canyon that's been there for fucking centuries?
Probably not.
Probably not.
And like,
is the military going to deploy so quickly that as soon as you drop on this land, a helicopter is going to drop down and a bunch of armed guards are going to pop out of bushes? Probably not.
But also at the same time, like, we've also known about Area 51 since Area 51 first got founded, and we've also been saying, like, oh, this is where all the aliens are. Don't you think that the places they do actually have shit going on, we probably really don't know about where the fuck it's at?
Correct.
Yeah, so what's to say somebody within, and I'm sure that there's locations and sites within the U.S. that are extremely classified that we're not supposed to know about that have some kind of affiliation with one thing or another, and like we're not supposed to see it. Maybe sometimes people do stumble upon those areas.
Like,
you don't
you
know.
also have to like think like the time period that we were talking about with the Grand Canyon, like early 1900s, right?
Yeah, that's like prime snake oil salesman period.
But not even that. It's like there's been proven a lot of like ancient civilizations that have had crazy shit, but like we think of it as like something being crazy back then, right? Like imagine what the people in that time period, if they like stumbled across it, fucking thought.
Yeah, what you talking about? Like people,
it could be blown out of proportion, and then obviously you got the
telephone. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Got you.
Like
yeah,
you find some place underground. Gold back then was a huge building aspect.
Everybody's looking for it. Yeah.
Of like tribal.
Yeah, the stories of El Dorado and shit.
Central America.
That's what happens.
Everything's like the city of gold, but you like stumble in there.
It's crazy that we still argue whether or not Atlantis was real or not. The first recording we have of Atlantis is in Pluto's writings when he's describing a perfect, like his version of what a perfect city would look like. Well, you know what I mean? Everyone's like, it's real. Like, no, dude, Pluto is just making an allegory for what a perfect society could be and how it would fail.
Well, to play devil's advocate with the whole, and this is the last time I'll touch on the Grand Canyon thing. They were talking about finding like Hindu-esque He talked about finding Buddhist like statue. Okay, so
what fucking white dude in Arizona knows what Buddha is in 1905?
Let me just say this. So what if the whole conspiracy is that the cover-up is to cover up the fact that not only Native Americans, they were probably here, but what if another Asiatic country or continent or civilization was actually here before we were, and established civilizations within America, and now we're trying to cover it up because if they find out about it, they'll be like, ha, fuck you that we were actually there first, give us our land back.
What is it, the Pacific?
Because don't you think if China found out that we found a cave here that had ancient Chinese civilization like objects in it, they'd be like, yeah, that's our country now. Fuck you.
Buddha wasn't Chinese.
Well, I never said Buddha was Chinese.
But you went from Buddha to China.
I went from Asiatic to China, but nice try.
I mean, the ice bridge.
Like, the ice bridge, yeah.
I mean, you had
which is still a theory.
Yeah,
you gotta disclaim that. But no, I think the ice bridge was real. It makes sense to me.
You obviously have some type of migration
because we've seen how countries like China is with Taiwan, or how North Korea is with South Korea. They want what they think is theirs.
Those are different.
Correct, but very drastically different. I agree.
Drastically different than being like
communist-led countries that want what they think is theirs is theirs.
Yeah, but it's different than being like, you found some Chinese in a cave in Arizona. All of Arizona is ours.
No, I'm not saying they would say all of Arizona's were. I would say they'd try to stake a claim as we were in the U.S. first, so by right, it's ours.
I don't think so. I don't think that's how that
might be. A little bit drastic. Might be a little bit too crazy, which it probably is. But I like to play the crazy card.
I just think like the ancient time period is. It's very like it's easily,
people were more advanced than they thought we were,
but it's like easy to get into this conspiracy because first off,
so much has been lost.
So you're only getting these tiny little blips of what was written down or what was found and inferred, and then on top of that, like even that time period, 1900s, we could probably look up the stats, but
if the Library of Alexandria wasn't burned to the fucking ground, we'd never be in this mess.
Well, blame Alexander for getting too drunk. You know there's multiple Alexandrias?
Is that how that happened? Did Alexander the Great get drunk and burn down the library? Or
that's
did it
how
get
I believe.
Sieged?
No, it didn't get sieged.
I thought, because I'm not a history teacher, I'm not too savvy in history like you are. I thought it was because the city or wherever they were at was getting overthrown and it got burned down as like a fuck you.
Not from my recollection.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he accidentally burnt it down. Cooter, you can fact check me on that.
How much of America was illiterate in the 1900s?
So
all
many,
of us?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ma, I don't read no good.
But Alexander the Great also probably died from alcohol poisoning or liver failure. That's how.
Too busy.
He fucking loved drinking, dude. He loved drinking. Can you look up
6% of the population graduated?
Yeah, you think someone in the Wild West fucking knows what fucking?
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, now you have this.
A lot of people were putting faith into a lot of people that claim to have an education.
Look up how the Library of Alexandria fucking burnt down. Because I always say Alexander got too drunk and burnt it down, which is a theory, but I could be wrong. I don't think they were under siege.
First Google search.
Yeah. They suffered multiple fires, not just one.
Well, Julius Caesar actions in 48 BC were often cited as a major event. It is now thought that the fire he started while damaging the library.
Oh, was it later? That was way later than I thought.
Later events, including actions by Christians and Muslims, also
contributed. No, it wasn't the Library of Alexandria. So Alexander burnt down. Oh fuck! It starts with the C. It's a city basically in North Africa. They sieged the city. Crete? It was Crete. I think it was Crete. No, not Crete. Not Crete, because that's an island. Crete was an island. Oh fuck! It's gonna bug me. They completely decimated this fucking place. I think it was. I could be wrong. Alexander burned down a city because he got drunk. The palace, Persepolis, city of Thebes. That was it. Okay, they burnt down the whole city, and supposedly they took it over from the Persians. And Alexander got fucking drunk and burnt down the whole city. Damn. Alexander loved to drink. Alexander burnt it. He liked fire a lot.
Fire.
It was a city. I'm sorry. It was a city after Alexander. There was the one with the sea. I'm sorry. I'm all over. I've been drinking. I can't teach when I drink.
I've been drinking.
One last thing before we go. Vandal history time. You guys ever heard of the Assyrians? You want to talk about ancient civilizations? You want to talk about Assyrians? You ever heard of them?
No.
Not the Assyrians. Cooter, you familiar? The world's first actual empire was the Assyrian Empire. Before the Persians and everybody else, it was the Assyrian Empire, and they ruled through fear. Okay, so they were the ASS, no R or no E, Assyrian RY, yeah, that's architecture. Assyrians were the first actual empire. They conquered much of Mesopotamia. First actual empire that we ever recognize in history because they owned so much land. And they were fucking brutal, dude. They ruled through fear. So they actually had the first standing army throughout all of history. Because before this, you'd have these city-states, right, that would have armies, but they'd be in the off-season from farming. Because during, harvest time, everyone's harvesting. The Assyrians said, fuck that, we're having an army all of the time. And they would go conquer places during harvest seasons. Because they would not be fucking ready for it. Okay, they are known for their advanced weaponry, tactics, including chariots, cavalry, and siege warfare. I'm reading off of Google right now. That's all things I was going to touch on. Okay, they had a standing army. They had advanced weapons, which would be like bows and arrows and good old swords. I think we're getting into the Bronze Age now, maybe pre-Bronze Age. But they had what's before? No, it's bronze, right? Bronze is before iron, so it'd be bronze. They had bronze weapons and stuff like that, which still isn't great, but they were brutal, dude. They'd conquer a city and then fucking kill everyone. They built pyramids out of skulls. They would skin people and put their skins outside of the city and nail them to the wall.
Wow.
Pretty brutal shit. They ruled, again, through fear, but they would bring up local leaders. So say you weren't the king of the city-state, but you're one of his advisors. They'd be like, hey, do you want to rule over this city-state? By that, do you want to live? And they'll be like, yeah, sure, of course. So in order to do that, they'd have to castrate you.
Oh, fuck.
Because they don't want you to have kids and feel like you have a right to that city-state. Wow. They also had siege weapons. Now, Cooter, can you look up the siege weapon? I call it the first tank.
We got to hurry this up. I'm about to pee my pants.
You're fine. We're almost done. We're almost done with Vandal's History Corner.
I am very but I say that, but I'm also willing to forego the pain to keep learning about this because I'm very curious.
So they had siege weapons, which were full on like siege towers. They had the world's first siege. Like they had like great engineers. Picture will be here if I remember. So you look at that third one. So they had these giant siege towers. They had arches in the very top. They'd have like a battering ram to take out these cities. Now these cities back in the day didn't have like brick walls or anything like that. It was made out of like clay and mud.
Okay.
Right. So if you look at that the end of that, it's blunt.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they just fucking hit the wall until it all would just fucking crumble.
Okay.
And they, overtake it. And eventually people started getting smart and they started digging moats around their fucking city states. But they made ones that could float.
Oh, nice. That's fucking badass.
The Assyrians, again, first actual empire. They did a lot of good things, though. People like to shit on the Assyrians. They're in the Bible, too. Seen as like this great evil, which they were fucking evil. They used to also, especially like any kind of place they go, especially when it came to like the Hebrew people and stuff like that, they do a forced migration to where they'd send them all over Mesopotamia, all over the Middle East, to places where they didn't speak the language or anything like that, to where they couldn't rebel. And they did that with everybody, not just the Hebrews, but that's a good example because you go into the Persians later and they're the ones that, Cyrus the Great freed the Hebrew people in general. But yeah, they had chariots, which again, archers and horses just fuck hard in ancient times. But they ruled for a very, very long time. They helped with literacy. They had the world's first libraries under the Assyrian rule. The Assyrians are going to fall. Then you have the Neo-Assyrians, which is going to be another long-lasting empire. But yeah, that's the Assyrians. It's the world's first empire, world's first conquerors.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's Vandal's History Corner.
That's pretty cool.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
You ever want to go down?
They look a lot. Their siege engines look a lot like tanks, like what would be like first iterations of tanks.
That's what I called them. I literally called them fucking the first tanks ever.
Yeah.
They were really good at war. But again, they ruled through fear to where eventually their empire is going to collapse because they're going to have too many rebellions and stuff like that. Because ruling through fear is not the way to rule. Look at Cyrus the Great, Alexander the Great. Hell, even Napoleon. When you look at great conquerors throughout history, they do not rule through fear. They might conquer an area, but put people who know the area in charge and let the people, just do as they may, as they always done, but just collect some taxes.
Death and taxes.
Death and taxes. I want to say the Assyrians started taxes.
Scroll up a little bit.
Or Babylonia. Babylon.
Scroll up a little bit. I've definitely seen one of these statues before.
Oh, that far right?
No, scroll up a little bit more. Scroll up. Scroll. That one right there.
Okay, so that statue is actually, it's not Assyrian. It's actually going to be Persian. I could be incorrect. So the Persians were the first monotheistic religion. Can you look up what the religion was called? Because I'm going to fuck it up. It's a long name, and it's hard to pronounce. Persian. You can just look up first monotheistic religion, a Persian religion. Not Islam. It's not Islam. Ancient Persian religion. So it's actually the first monotheistic religion throughout all of history. And then Cyrus the Great is obviously the first Persian emperor. He was a really good guy. He freed the Hebrews. He's in the Bible. He's one of the very few people who's viewed as a hero to the Jewish people. But they had a monotheistic religion. And like their main figure was that guy with like the lion body and wings. Zoroastrianism. So if you look up like Zoroastrian statue, like you're gonna see that guy pop up. Which I was just in Cali, and they have like a whole like shopping center, and there's like a bunch of those fucking statues just lined up.
That's weird.
It was weird. It was kind of jarring for me to see in Orange County. Cooter's looking at me. In between Orange County and LA, dude, there's like a shopping mall on the freeway. I can't remember what freeway we were on, but there's like...
It's like Cabazon, or no, not Cabazon. It's near like... I used to pass it on the city.
Yeah,
on the way
but there's just a
mall.
line of those fucking statues. It was fucking jarring for me. Like, why are these here? But if you look at Zoroastrianism statue, that one pops up. He's copying and pasting. I'll put a picture of the statue right here in case you guys are wondering what it is. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's... No, yeah, it's that guy. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's from the first monotheistic religion. I'm pretty sure. I could get into all
I've
kinds of
definitely
religion
seen
stuff.
that statue before.
Well, look up Assyria. Oh, yeah, right there.
Right there.
Far
on the
left.
Far left.
Far left. Yep, right there. That's it. Hey, the more you know, ladies and gentlemen.
The more you know.
Zoroastrianism. That shit was all over. Have I looked super into the religion? No. Do they have like a heaven and hell and stuff like that, and it comes down to like good deeds and a bunch of other things, but I haven't done a super deep dive into it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot like the Sphinx.
Yeah. Oh, dog's barking.
Egyptian looking mall. You do an Egyptian looking mall in California. Citadel outlet. Yeah, so if you're in California, you drive by the Citadel outlet and you look at, you have all those weird statues. Dude, it's fucking lined with them. You know what I mean? It's crazy, and I never understood why. Yeah. But it's not technically Egyptian, it's Persian. The more you know, ladies and gentlemen. But if you ever meet an Assyrian person, don't call them Syrian. They'll get really upset.
Yeah. All right, dude. Are you running out?
Yeah. This was a fucking hell of an episode. Thank you guys for sticking with us if you listen to all of it. We were all over the place.
Yeah, we were all over the place. Just a little rant episode, dude.
We'll have a guest next time.
Yeah. We got some people lined up. Some people we gotta reach back out to, see what their availability is, but we got some pretty decent people lined up.
We do. Cooter, play us out while I slam this beer.
Yep.